What's up, guys? It's Will back again for another episode of Collectors Mingle. We got a fun one tonight. We're going to talk about the Prime 1 John Cena / Peacemaker. Maybe the Prime 1 Nazgul from Lord of the Rings as well. It came out a while ago, but we never talked about it. Why not talk about it? Maybe we'll get into the Halo trailer if you stick around. We'll talk about Book of Boba Fett, our expectations. We'll talk about displaying consistent lines, seamless bodies, even collecting ethics if we have time for that. So let us know what you want to see, but most of that's coming just right around the corner, so stay tuned. Yo. Hey, everybody.
What's up?
What's
going on?
Look at this amazing panel that we've been graced with tonight. This is incredible, man. Marco, first time on the channel.
Yeah,
So-
very excited.
Yeah, man, I'm excited to
Welcome.
have you. Where is it Geeky or Gigi?
Gigi, yes,
Gigi,
she's actually
okay.
watching in the other room. So,
Okay.
yeah, so maybe we'll get her to join one of these days.
Okay, gotcha.
I did give her a warning though that I'll probably have to buy Pennywise after this stream. So that I don't make the
Nice.
rules. That's just
I
how
can't
it
believe
goes.
you did it already. Is my,
I know,
is my
right?
concern.
It's in the card already.
Okay, right. We got to. Well, John's got to get you to buy Wonder Woman, and I got to get you to buy Pennywise by the end
There
of the
you go.
show.
It's gonna be an
Gigi's gonna
expensive
be like, we
stream.
never should have let you join this stream.
That's it.
This is going to be a pricey one for you, brother.
I know, right? It's gonna be a pricey show. It's the price of admission, so it's fine.
That's
But
right.
Marco, thanks so much for joining, man. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. Yeah, thank you for having me. Just really excited. This is I love these Sunday streams, so really excited to be a part of it.
Yeah. Well, happy to have you, man. Because like I said, Aux Daddy spoke very highly of you. He was like, "This man's dynamite. He's handsome. He checks all the boxes."
He hyped me up way too much, and also I didn't even know that he liked me, so that's kind of shocking to hear that he said that.
That's how he shows he likes you. He doesn't tell
Right.
you. He tells me.
There you go.
Yeah. So, but thanks for joining, man. And Anthony, thanks for being my guardian angel, man. That's all I got to say. You just, you always look out for me. You deserve the 1K subs, bro.
Thank you, my friend. Yeah, I said I wasn't gonna be here, and yet here I am. So, no, it's fun. It's always a pleasure. It's just been today has been just, whew. But
Did
great,
Lael
man.
just
I'm
wear
glad-
you out with that posing?
Yeah, I was so ready to throw that damn figure, because it kept falling apart, man. So, yeah, no, as always though, man. You know it. It's awesome, man. I'm always glad to be here with you guys.
Yeah, man. Thanks for joining. And Iron Logan, this man took off work to be here. That's dedication.
What's up?
That's
What's
dedication.
That's
Thanks
the
for
love
joining,
I got.
And you're
My
flexing
wife's
on. I
upset
gotta
with
solo
me.
you, John, because you're flexing on us with that Wonder Woman. I gotta see that
There
because
you go.
that
There
is
you go, guys.
beautiful. Lael's probably
she's a
gonna pull a
beauty.
figure out
She
and pose it too, so he'll flex on us also.
I thought we were flexing all the time now, so I thought I better flex for it. See, Marco, just see how the colors bounce, Marco? Now,
It looks awful. I'm not
Like-
interested at all. It's
Gigi,
just,
don't listen.
I think Gigi would love this. You know what? It'd be a good surprise for her for you to surprise her with this.
John, you're gonna
Female
get me-
superhero.
You're gonna get him kicked out, John.
you get me killed, bro.
You're gonna put this
Oh,
man
but I'm
on
happy to be here,
relationship
mate.
death row.
That's right.
I'm happy to be here. I'm not single, but my wife's upset with me this morning, so I may be single. And ready to go.
What did you do, John? Did you buy too many figures?
Not buying too many figures, just
Okay.
being an absolute gazelle. I just made a mistake. on something.
And
I just made a
the nice thing
mistake.
about singles, man, being single is you can get all of this though, John.
That's true. You're dating your collectible in a way.
I am.
right.
Right.
And
Nobody
if
tell
she's
me what I
watching,
can
I'm
and can't
sorry.
buy, but
Y'all trying to get him
just
kicked
you're
out, bro.
watching.
Can y'all
I
stop?
know, right?
Hopefully, John's wife isn't watching because if
Like,
she
just
is,
stop. Leave it alone.
She,
Oh,
she will,
boy.
so she might be. So if you're watching, Lani, I'm sorry. I'm an idiot. I'm an absolute gazelle. I'll do that.
that's how it works in a marriage, isn't it? You just apologize even when you don't think you're wrong.
That's right.
Is that how it goes?
Just
Lael, is
wake
that
up
how
and
it goes?
apologize.
Is that how relationships are?
Yeah, you gotta apologize all the time.
Yeah.
Even if you think you're right, just be like, you know what? I'm sorry. It's plain and
No,
simple.
I'm
sorry.
definitely wrong on this one.
Oh, okay, I
I'm
got you.
wrong.
Guys.
Yeah.
That's
But Lael,
yeah, John.
Toya's never mad at you, right? That never happens.
Yeah, in the real world, I mean, in the fantasy world,
That's
yeah,
right.
that's completely right. In the real world, she's mad at me at least 2 times a week, 2 or 3 times a week.
Oh, that's all.
2
Okay.
to 3 times a
I
week.
feel that.
Oh man.
Yeah. So, John, thanks so much for joining, man. Yeah, I appreciate you taking off work
Thanks,
and
mate.
doing all this. Like, it really does mean a lot. And yeah, I appreciate it. So, Lael,
I appreciate it, man.
What's
how you
up,
doing
brother?
today, man? Toya's not mad at you right now, right?
Nah,
Okay.
nah, not right now, man. Not right now. You know what? Once I get off the show, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, everything's, it's always straight. She might duck her head in here like every so often, you know what I mean? Whatever. She's not mad at me. Everything's fine. It's Sunday night. It's Euphoria night. It's it's power night, so you know she has things to occupy until I come upstairs. So we good.
Nice.
We good.
Love to hear it.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly. Good to hear all the relationships are going well in this panel.
Yeah, pretty much. Even though you're trying to get people killed, bro.
I know, right? I'm just firing shots.
Look, Gigi likes this one. Look, she says she does like it. Yes.
Oh,
She's definitely interested in this one, so we might have the green light. We'll see.
Oh, really? Hold up.
Yeah. Oh, Leal's going to get his. Pennywise, she's not as sold
Gigi
on,
in the
but
chat? I didn't even see.
She is, yeah. She's in there.
Oh, okay. Which one is she?
She's got a picture of a Darth Maul right next to another doll. So let's see.
I gotta find her then.
Yeah. Any accounts talking trash about me, that's probably Gigi. So.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Oh, there she is. I see her. Okay. Yeah, I got her.
Oh,
Okay.
Leal, don't do it, bro. Please put that away.
Oh, Leal, hold on. Let me sell you.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
Look at that base. I really like that base a lot.
Really?
It's classy. It's very
Yeah,
classy.
I really like that.
That's just a beauty.
Classy base.
And I got a better camera to show it, so
Nice.
I already covered the camera's on point. But yeah, bro, you got to get this, bro. You literally have to get this figure, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like literally, like you got to.
I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to be on the rest of the stream unless you put it in.
Unless I order it. All right.
Yeah.
GG. Those are the rules. I'm
Those are
placing the
rules.
order now,
It's
but
the price of admission.
It's not his fault. It's not his fault. He's being bullied.
That's sick though, Leo.
That's right.
Yeah.
Those are
He's being peer
so
pressured
beautiful.
big time.
That's right.
Peer pressure, massive. Yeah, but thanks so much to all you guys for joining. Let's address the chat real quick. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about, Marco. Zach jumps in. Marco be the only person as handsome as Will. His words, not mine. Yeah. Dang.
Oh my god.
I don't know, Zach. You hyped this man up pretty good. So
love you, Zach.
yeah, everybody loves Oxfather. He checks everyone's levels beautifully. Primetime reviews. What's up? Tukathri in the house. Max Geekdom. What's up, Max Geekdom? Let's see. Lewis Labitz. Josh Wraith, he's here, but bedtime in the UK. He'll be watching the stream during work tomorrow. Dude, don't get fired from work. Just be safe with that. Renz. By the way, Renz, I always hype up Renz's art. I know you guys have seen it on Facebook.
That's awesome.
Dude is sick. He's awesome. He's such a good artist. He's going to draw Last of Us. So, because I convinced him. So, I'm really excited about that. So, I can't wait to see that. Maybe I can get a copy of it from him. And purchase one. So, Josh, have a good stream. 2 ferns. Renz Saltino said, woke up just in time. There's Gigi. In famous words, I don't know how I got here. There she is. Sean Bean in the house. Sean Bean, I got to join one of your streams sometime. It's been so difficult because Anthony knows Mondays are tough.
Yeah.
So, you know, every time Anthony would mess with me on Monday, I'd be like, nah, man. Like, it's Monday, bro. I'm recovering from work. Gold chime in the famous words of Gigi, or who famously, yeah. Simon, what's up, gang? Okay, let's see. Nathan in the house, the diorama master. Gochin, Quota Tukathri, I don't know how I got here. Exactly. I think it's like everybody here, honestly. See a Dream, what's up? Jerry, Docinator, Jodega Blue 7, Linda in the house. Linda always hates on Pennywise. I gotta convert her. I gotta convert her over to the squad.
She already mentioned it in chat. You'll see.
I know. Every time she just knows how to get under my skin, man. Josh McCoy. Benny said, will a Sauron video drop soon? I don't know, because I put it all together and I don't want to move it. So I don't know. That's the problem, because I was going to do like a live unboxing and Leal knows he was going to be on it.
Yeah.
And then I like started putting it together and it started taking me like an hour and a half. And I was like, I'm never going to be able to do this on the stream.
Yeah.
Now I got it on the table and it's like 70 pounds. So I don't want to move it. And if I have to move it, I have to take it apart again, because I have to take certain parts off because I don't want to drop it, you know? So I don't know. We'll see. But
How big is the thing in total, Will? Like,
it's
how
like
tall
40
is it?
some inches tall.
Wow.
So about
okay.
3 some
Wow.
feet. Yeah. So
That's incredible.
It's the same. It's the same size as half scale Pennywise, and it's half scale compared to quarter scale. So
Whoa.
Sauron is quarter scale, and he's the same size half scale Pennywise.
I
So,
saw you holding his head up, and that thing was massive by itself.
Yeah. I will do a live unboxing for Kratos, though. I got to talk to Leo about that because he's coming Wednesday.
Oh,
So
okay.
I will do that one, but maybe I
Okay,
might be able to
okay.
do it earlier before Leo streams. So we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Let's see. Gigi said, "Do you like this one?" There you go. Major Brent Derlin, what's up? Matic G. Let's see. John, will you review the third-party Martian Manhunter?
Yeah, I messaged him back. I actually don't have that one, but I would love to. Oh yeah,
Oh.
that'd be cool.
Let's see. Ren Santino. Andreas, hey, I'll enable me. We'll try, Andreas. We'll try. Toy Box Hector V. Linda, one of these days my Wonder Woman will ship. Not before Pennywise. Just got my Game Toy Sephiroth. Will, have you seen the teaser of Tifa? Yes, I have. And Advent Cloud? Yes, I have. And I will definitely be on those, most likely. I'm glad you got the Sephiroth, though, Sky. I'm sure you're going to love it. Seriously, it's incredible. Angel, Linda said I do it out of love. Absolutely. I'm just messing with you, Linda. Angel, Leonardo Hernandez. Sup, guys? Okay. So we adjust the chat. Guys, let's start with something that just was announced recently, because Prime 1 is actually in Japan, from my recollection, so they don't deal with this with the Chinese New Year. So they're still dropping stuff. They're still working over there, right? You know, Hot Toy is obviously in a little bit of a lull right now because they're not going to come back, from my understanding, to another week, maybe. Like this week, they're going to be off again, and they would come back the following. Is that right?
I think that's generally 2 weeks, generally.
Yeah.
Usually.
So we probably won't see anything until then. But in the meantime, we do have this Suicide Squad Peacemaker that was announced, because I know most of us anyway are enjoying this Peacemaker show. I don't know if everyone's been watching. Have all you guys watched it?
Yep.
Haven't seen
Yes.
I'm waiting to binge it all once it's finished. So I hear it's incredible.
It's almost
though.
done.
Okay.
Yeah. There's only 2 more episodes. So I know, Leo, you watched the most recent one, right?
Watch every episode. Love it. Love it.
It's so good, man. But Leia, I'll start with you on this one, because Prime 1 announced this. It's 1/3 scale, so it is pretty big. But it's $13.99, which isn't too bad. That's about going rate for a 1/3 scale. And they did actually market the gun. They just didn't kind of show him holding it like with a full shot. This is like the best you get, like just with like him holding it like that. But
So
like,
okay.
yeah, but you're definitely gonna get a gun to swap in there.
That is cool.
But Leia, I'll start with you on this one. You can see it comes with a bonus, little Starro. So what do you think about this?
No, it's just definitely a beautiful piece. Again, for me, it's just, you know where I sit when it comes to statues,
Right. I do.
you know, especially when it comes to these. I mean, I'm very selective about it. I would much rather have a 6 scale Peacemaker myself than, because like I said, it takes up a lot of real estate to have this piece, but it's beautiful. And I hope that basically with this piece, it pushes, some of these other companies to kind of producing more pieces, because it's brilliant. And you know what I like about this, Norris, because I was, following John Cena, his story when it came to, accepting his role. Like, he had tried out for a ton of superhero characters and roles. He wanted to be Shazam. He tried out for certain Marvel characters, and they all shut the door and said, was like, nah. You know what I mean? They didn't think that he actually fit that type of, what they were going through at that point. And just by luck, James Gunn came to him about Peacemaker. He said, sure, I'll take it. He said, definitely, because he wanted to keep trying to show that he could do it. And look what happened. Like, literally, look what happened. Like, it is one of the most watched streamed shows on television today. It's been #1 for weeks. I mean, they're killing it with this series. And I mean, the statue itself, I mean, Prime 1, they're killing it. Like, look at that, the detail in that. That's John Cena. You can't get that wrong. I definitely like the paint. They're adding Starro, so that's basic. That's definitely a good accessory to have and add-on to have. I would have thought, though, literally, that, based off of the show, they would have had Eagly instead. That would have made more sense to me. But, I mean, I can understand that it is labeled Suicide Squad. But, yeah, I think that would have probably had been a better suited accessory to add with this particular figure, especially considering the excitement and the success of the show. But other than that, yeah, like, I mean, whoever actually gets them, excited for them, because, it is a beautiful piece to have. It just won't end up in my collection. But yeah, it's crazy. Love it.
Yeah. But yeah, you're definitely right, the layout. And it's definitely with statues. It's not to be taken lightly. I mean, it's $13.99 plus shipping. You're looking at probably $1,700 maybe out the door.
Yeah. So
it's a big investment for sure.
Especially since right now, I mean, consider the simple fact that I have, I paying off the Wonder Woman statue, just got finished. I think I've almost finished paying off.
Revan's got to come, right?
Revan, exactly.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Ooh.
So it's a lot of these things that we're paying off that we still, we have to we're invested in, and I'm really, again, we're selective about it. So, this piece, as beautiful as it is, it's just not going to end up in my collection, though.
Yeah, absolutely. So, John, what do you think about this Peacemaker, man? Prime 1, 3rd scale.
Man, I actually think it looks amazing. Like that shot there looks really cool. I love the
go
look of
back.
the helmet.
Yeah.
I like that one. I think it looks awesome. I think I pretty much echo you, Leo. I'd prefer a 1/6 scale one, and I'm pretty sure, I mean, if we don't get one, I think that's going to be pretty crazy considering the success of the show.
Yeah.
I find it funny, like it's a ridiculous outfit, but I love it.
Mhm.
Like I love it. Like he's made it.
Looks so
They've
good.
made us love this ridiculous look by just how well he plays the character. And I remember for me, I grew up watching John Cena when he first entered WWE, and he was
Yeah.
rapping and I had the rap album. So I'm a big fan
Yeah.
of his
Yeah.
from those days. So I think for the fan of John Cena in general, I think you're probably going to get more people pick this up just for people that are fans of his
Yeah.
as well as the movie
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
show now. I think the success of the show is going to definitely help the sales of this, I think. But for me, statues, I've only got one, and I probably am not there yet. It would have to be something really, like if there was an epic Iron Man statue that came out or something, or someone that's really, I'm a massive fan on, for me to pull the trigger on another statue, I think. But look, I can't deny it. It looks amazing. Just give me that 1/6 scale version.
I know.
For me.
Yeah,
To
because I'm
me.
wondering, with 1/6 scale, do they have a body they could use for him already? Because the Terminator body would probably be too small. And it's
I
not
was thinking
seamless.
that. Yeah, they'd probably have to make a new body.
Yeah.
But I think like they could pull it off. Like
They might
they
use
can do
Venom's
that.
arms, to be honest. My goodness, he's so
Yeah,
ripped.
right.
Yeah, he's jacked, man. He's completely jacked, but I love it. I think it looks great. It's just I'm just not a statue into statues yet. And no, Will, you're not going to enable me.
It's
to
gonna
get
happen
into
one day,
statues.
John. It's gonna happen, bro. Queen City's
Not
got some
yet.
Iron Man statues if you want to look at those. So
Well, they've got to blow me away for
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm already in trouble. I'll be in more trouble.
you don't want to dig the hole deeper.
I don't want to dig the hole anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
It looks great though. I think it looks awesome, and if I was there, I would probably get it, but I'm just not there yet.
Yeah, I got you. And I think you guys bring up a really good point. I think I wouldn't be opposed, honestly. I wouldn't be against the idea of them releasing a Peacemaker from the show with Eagly. I think that would be something that they're probably gonna do. So,
Yeah.
and this one, that's why I'm wondering how this one's gonna do, because in this one he was kind of a villain, right? So and he's not as likable as he is in the show. So
Yeah,
if you get the
yeah.
show version, that kind of might be cooler because you'd get Eagly, probably a different pose, same outfit basically, and just a different pose. But I'm sure they'll probably do it. Prime 1 doesn't skip out on stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know what he reminds me of? His character in this show reminds me of Mark Wahlberg and the other guys when he when he goes off. Like some of his
Right.
outbursts remind me of that character for some reason. I
Yeah.
don't know why.
Yeah, it does.
And Vigilante, bro. We need a Vigilante.
We do. We
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah, he's hilarious. But so, Marco, what do you think, man? What do you think about? I know you haven't watched the show yet, but what do you think about the statue?
Yeah, so I'm with John and Lael. I'm waiting for the Hot Toys version of this. I think the costume looks great. I loved this character in Suicide Squad, so I'm really excited to watch the show, especially with all the hype I'm hearing. And I think this costume is perfect for a statue format. For me, just the price is just a little too intense, considering how many Hot Toys you could get for the $1,800. Yeah, and I have no statues at this point. Mario's been working, and others have been working to try to get me one. So I think if it was a character I loved, kind of like John, if it was like a Kratos, maybe I could see. Will, that was
Oh, it's
alley-oop for you.
available. It's available. It's on Sideshow right now.
You're in trouble.
Oh boy, I know.
I'll bring it up on the screen.
Yeah. Oh boy, I'm gonna be in big time trouble. But yeah, I think
know.
it looks really phenomenal, and ready to see what Hot Toys has in store for this character.
Yeah, for sure. And Sean Bean raised a really good point. He was like, "Yeah, they could use Terminator body." I don't think so, because I don't think it's big enough. And it wasn't seamless, right? So so I don't know that they could. Like you said, maybe
They'd probably be
Venom's
better
arms.
off using the Hellboy body.
Yeah, maybe that
what-
could work.
Oh wow,
probably use it. Well, they would probably have to trim down the midsection.
Yeah.
But the arms would work. They would definitely work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Because they're almost damn near the same size. So yeah,
Yeah. He's jacked, no doubt about it.
yeah,
Yeah. That's why when they make The Rock, when they make Black Adam, that's going to be tough too, because his body is massive. So, he's
They
going
could
to
probably
require.
use the same body for both, right? I would
They
think.
could. That's a
Pretty
good point.
similar.
They could. Yeah.
yeah.
They could.
They definitely could.
That could be something they do. Yeah. So I guess just change the skin tone slightly. But other than that, yeah, I mean, you could definitely do it. So Anthony, what do you think about Peacemaker, man?
I don't know, man.
Wild card Anthony.
I know.
Yeah.
Listen, I haven't watched the show yet, man. I haven't had time, and honestly, as John says, I mean, it is the outfit's ridiculous, but I know like that kind of gives its charm too, right? But I'm not a big fan of a lot of these characters. So for me, I think it looks great though, right? I mean, it looks exactly like them, dude.
Yeah,
but I mean,
it does.
it's hard for me too, man. I mean, I'm very, very selective. When it, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to my statue game, I have to like,
Revenant Malik.
you know, Thursday.
They're coming
But
Thursday?
Stay tuned. Well, I'm picking it up Thursday.
Oh, Lael, did he tell you about that?
Nah, what
He's
happened?
getting Revenant Malik.
How?
Well, I'm actually getting Malik, and then I will probably get Revan later. I got a
He's in
deal
the
on
mafia.
a Malik. So
Did it fall off
Anyway.
the back of a truck, Anthony?
yeah, something like that. So stay tuned. That'll be dope. But anyway, let's get back on topic here because we're talking about Peacemaker,
I'm the host and I
right?
derailed us.
Not my evening activities. I think it looks great, man. But again, I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm selective with my. Honestly, I'm more interested in that Harley Quinn.
Really?
I didn't
Okay.
even know that was there until we saw the promo shot, and then I looked it up, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
that may be something I'd get, maybe, but I'd have to have like my DC corner. You know what I'm saying? It has to, you know how it is, Will. You got to have the class. You have to have this
Right.
little area that looks like real classy and nice. I don't know, but for me, no, I'm gonna pass on this one, guys. But it does look great. It looks great. Will we get a hot toy? That may be more like if I enjoyed the show, right? Let's say I watch it and I'm like, oh, this is cool. I really like this, and then Hot Toys drops one, then maybe I'd be more inclined. But you got to be a fanatic, right, to drop this kind of money on
Right.
on that big of a statue. So for
You
me,
gotta
I'm just
love him.
not. I'm not really. I don't love him. Don't even know him.
Yeah.
So looks great though.
I could see
Looks
people
great.
loving the show that much that they'll pick him up, though. I can see that
Yeah.
with how good the show is.
Yeah, I think you're gonna love it, Anthony. I think it's gonna be pretty hard for most people to not like the show. Like it's pretty good. It's really funny. It's just an enjoyable watch. Like it's just fun. The opening credits alone is worth the price.
Yeah,
of
see, I
admission,
saw
man.
that.
Yeah.
I watched the credits.
Like it's just it's just awesome. Yeah, it's
Yeah, I'll
awesome.
get to it, man. I've just been so busy.
You've been watching Yellowstone, so it's
I'm done with Yellowstone. That's sucks.
I will
man. I gotta
say,
wait till.
yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying I gotta wait. I gotta wait for seasons 5 now.
Yeah, I just finished watching All of Us Are Dead. It was like a Korean zombie Netflix show. It's actually really good. It was like top 5 on the website, and that one I really got invested in that. So if
Okay.
you guys are looking for something, it is subtitled though. It is subbed. It's not dubbed.
It's called All of Us Are Dead.
Yeah. So it's
Okay.
like these kids at a high school and there's a zombie outbreak and they're just in the high school trying to survive. Basically, it's just literally insane. The whole thing is like
Inside of
That's
a high
cool.
school.
yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So, and there's other people around the city that you're following and stuff too, trying to get to them, and it gets pretty wild. So it's really well done. But yeah, so that's really good. But I have to share this one because this is for Marco right here. Because Gigi's
I'm
in
scared.
the chat. Gigi's in the chat because this is actually coming Wednesday, guys. So I'm gonna live unbox this, but I gotta show this to Marco because I don't think he's seen it yet.
That's so beautiful. I have not actually seen it,
Like,
and it comes
this-
with the boy as well too.
It comes
which
with
is-
boy. Like, I mean, come
Boy.
on. Like, you get to use the Blades of Chaos, the Leviathan
Oh,
axe. Like, you can
gosh.
put him like 3 different head sculpts, bro. Like, you can put him with, you can put him against. They have a shot with him against Balder, I think. They thought they did because I have Balder too, and that Balder
You
is
say
like
you have him, right?
yeah, Balder is legit one of the best pieces of collecting I've ever seen in a collectible. Like, it's legit insane.
Yeah. So 1400 for this, Will?
Yeah, 1405. The collector's is 1205, but you don't get the Blades of Chaos. You just get the Leviathan axe, which you kind
Need
of
the Blades of Chaos. Yeah.
And what scale is
Essential.
this?
quarter scale.
Okay.
Quarter scale, yeah. So it's a badass piece. So I'm going to be unboxing this Wednesday probably.
Nice.
So
I'm excited for you, Will. So Gigi, after the show, let's talk about going back to one car again. Have you opened that conversation?
See, Marco gets it. He's a true collector.
Yeah,
He's a true
compromise.
Compromise. Compromise. That's what we all say. So, guys, let's move on to the next one here. This is another Prime 1 statue. It actually was announced a little bit ago. And like I said, so we're going to hit on the statue game just a little bit tonight, just because of the fact, like I said, Hot Toys, all the other companies are kind of away right now for the holiday. So Prime 1 is still dropping some heat. This came out like maybe like a week or a couple weeks ago, I think. This is the Nazgul from Lord of the Rings, right? And if we look at this, you can see the base, they have multiple Nazguls coming out of it, right?
Wow.
And then you have sort of the one up top, sort of, you know, with the sword and the full quarter scale, right? So this is a quarter scale piece to go with the Lord of the Rings line. I just got the Sauron recently, so this one's pretty badass. So we'll start with John on this one. John, are you a big Lord of the Rings fan?
I've watched them. I'm not as much into it as let's say you guys are. I know you and Anthony and Layla are big into it. I don't know about you, Marco, but this
Do you know
looks
how many
awesome.
Nazgul there are?
I have no idea.
Then
I have
yeah.
no
It
idea.
should be 9, but
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. That looks awesome though. Like the robes, how I just love the look of it. That looks sick. But it wouldn't be for me. I'm not into it enough to go dropping that type of coin on that, even though it looks sick.
Yeah, it's
It does look sick.
$1,099, so it's definitely not cheap.
Reasonably priced.
Yeah,
The
for-
artwork
for,
though, like
for a quarter
great
scale,
idea.
not bad.
Yeah, for quarter
Yeah.
scale.
Yeah, that is sick. Just appreciating it for what it looks like. It looks awesome.
Yeah, and I
Wow.
know that Asmus is making one of these in 6 scale, so a lot of people will probably go for that. I would feel like.
I feel like I've seen that somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe on. Have you just looked at it before on here? I think.
Yeah, I think so. I think we showed it. Yeah, because it's full fabric and they got like a metal body, like with metal arms and
Yes.
stuff. It's pretty cool. So,
Yeah.
so that could probably
That
be
looks great.
something that for sure. So we got to get Jerry and Marco to work on this. I mean,
There we go. Come on, Jerry.
It's in
Let's
stock.
start a
bro.
group.
Let's do it. So, Marco, I'll jump to you on this one. Are you a fan of Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, I am a Lord of the Rings guy. I'm not like a big time Lord of the Rings head like maybe Zach is, but I really enjoy the original trilogy. And I think this looks phenomenal. Like I love the design of the Nazgul. Like it's so simple, but just so menacing. And you kind of, have that fear from, them chasing the characters. So yeah, I think this looks gorgeous. And you think this would go well with the Sauron statue at all, Will? I know it's like different.
Yeah, it would. I don't think I'm gonna get it personally. But it's amazing. But Sauron's is such a commanding presence on his own.
Yeah.
It's literally massive.
Yeah. So and the price seems, good for the size. So yeah, I think it looks gorgeous, but definitely not for me yet.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can talk to Gigi.
There we go.
Maybe we can talk
Get
to
that
Gigi.
approval.
She's the way in. But I will say for sure, like I know Prime 1 is kind of teased making a Witch King. Witch King would tempt me. Like if I could put that with Sauron, that might tempt me. So and I know Anthony knows about that. So Anthony, I'll jump to you next on this one. What do you think about the Nazgul and the prospect of the Witch King?
Well, let's say the prospect sounds awesome. But I don't think I'm picking these up. This thing looks freaking badass though, dude. If you know, you know what I mean? You got to be a fan of Lord of the Rings. Marco said it pretty well too. I mean, and same with John. It's like it's simple in its design, but it's so menacing. I don't know how well it would look. I'd have to have like a brightly lit area though, which is the irony, right? These guys are all dark, but like you need to be able to see this, in
All
your
the fine
display.
details.
Yeah, because the fact that they have additional Nazgul on the base makes that look. It just really that's like if those weren't there, it'd be kind of like, okay, it's cool, it's a Nazgul. But having the extras there with him on top, that gives it that depth. I think it looks freaking just amazing. But again, I love Lord of the Rings, dude. Like a ton. You know that. But I just, what happens, man, when one statue becomes 10 statues, and I don't have a lot of room, and then what? Am I out of the 6 scale game? I mean, I can't do it all. So, I'm gonna have to skip on it, but it looks great, and I think the price is perfect. I think the price is perfect for that,
Yeah,
for a quarter scale.
$10.99,
It's
yeah.
not bad, and again, there's not a lot there. There's no sculpts, but you get what you see from it. I think is perfect for that price because you are getting like the group of them, and if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, dude, hell yeah, this looks awesome.
Yeah.
Like if you're into the statues, you know what I mean. This could go. I mean, dude, you could get 2 of these and put them side by side on your Sauron or something.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Even I might be a little overkill, but imagine that like crazy depth, like tiered display. You know what I mean? Like it just
That'd be
it looks
something.
great.
I wish I had that
Yeah.
much money, because if I did that, probably what I'd do would be to get this and then get the Witch King and then put them with Sauron, and that would probably be better. But
That would be sick. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think I'm going to drop that much on it, because Sauron was already pricey enough. So, yeah, I don't think so. But, Leo, what do you think, man, about this Nazgul?
I mean, I like how the highlights play on this statue itself. I mean, you have, the four. Again, I'm guessing if they were, if they did want to do the 9, it'd be cool basically to see something like this, but in a different form that you could kind of put next to each other with the Witch King behind. That would be incredible. And again, like I said, I know, Anthony was talking about, like, you want to have this in a well lit, type of environment. If you could put like just a few spotlights around it just to see how the white is highlighted, because it's really decent how they did this and the play on the color scheme. So I love that. I love the diorama base that it actually comes with. So that definitely, puts a spin on it. For me, again, because it's just not going to fit with what I have. You know what I mean? Because I don't have much. As much as I love Lord of the Rings and always have, even since I was a kid, with, the books, with the animated series or the animated movie that dropped first. I'm a huge fan, but it's just that I don't have, any of the content collective, any collectibles that is, that would fit the scheme of what I'm actually going for. So as crazy ill as this is dope. I mean, I love it. It's just not something that I necessarily need for right now. You know what I mean? But, who's to say what would change? And the thing is, it's like when you go down that rabbit hole, you have to get them all. Like you can't just actually have just this one. You would have to go back and get the Witch King. You would have to get Sauron. You would have to get, Gimli when he drops. You would have to get everybody.
You know yourself too well, Leo.
You know what I mean? Like literally, like you would have to go to, and I'm already going on that rabbit hole with these with 1/6 scale collecting. Statues is easier because there's such, immaculate pieces, big pieces, like quarter scale pieces that I actually get, that I'm getting one-offs because, it's easier to play around that field because they don't really, drop a lot of companion pieces. So you don't have to worry about that. Whereas with 6 scale collecting is something totally different. But yeah, I still have to be selective when we're talking about even spacing. So, but other than that, love it.
It's so damn good looking too. And that's the problem. Like you're saying, Lyle, like you could imagine if you had something behind you or somewhere in your home, this badass display of all these Lord of the Rings like it would just look phenomenal, bro. Like I'd have to walk in the room and play like the Sauron music every time I entered. You know what I mean? And
Dude,
do
you guys ever get, I don't know if it's just me, do you ever get like a new collectible and then like you're just gonna walk around the house, you're like, I'm gonna go look at that shit again. Like you go I've done that with Sauron, dude. Ever since I got Sauron, like I walk past, I'm like, I gotta go look at Sauron again. Like the thing is crazy. Like
bro, no lie, I look at Jen Erso every single day.
Nice.
Every single day, because I love that piece. I don't know what it is about that figure, but I think it was just the quality of and with the love they put into it. And the accessories. I do the same thing for like of course Mythos Mall and Ventress. Always looking at them, but like I think it's just the entire collection. And now, with the Golden Armor Wonder Woman, like you just look at it and it's like it's so amazing to see it. You know what I mean? To see how it pops.
Yeah,
so, yeah,
Ooh,
but
there it is right there.
It's
so
definitely
beautiful.
look at it.
Marco, how you feeling?
Oh man, I'm feeling too tempted right now.
GG's in the chat. We showed you Kratos and Wonder Woman, right?
Yeah.
John, your lighting setup though, the way that it sparkles on those wings is just looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
I did it just for you.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
He did. So, all right, guys. So we're gonna jump to something real quick. So I'm gonna give everyone a spoiler warning, because we are going to talk spoilers for Book of Boba Fett, because the episode aired Wednesday. We're at Sunday. We're at 3-4 days away at this point. So we are going to talk spoilers. So I'm going to give a countdown: 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Spoilers. Okay, because I'm going to share a picture, right? I'm going to share a picture. This was incredible, and I want to talk about this.
Whoa, what the hell?
Yeah, because this right here is one of the best scenes I've seen in Star Wars. This was like people throw out the term spaghetti western. Anything you want to say capture the feel of sort of Star Wars western type feel, right? And that's what this was. Two gunslingers, the middle of the street, showdown, very tense, very quiet. You're just waiting for someone to draw first, and that's what happens, right? I know Lael. I'll start with Lael on this one. I had I knew Cad Bane, that he existed, but I didn't really know much about him, really. I know Lael knows a lot more about him because of Clone Wars. So, Lael, if you would you mind sharing kind of your thoughts on the last episode and what you expect from the finale?
Well, I mean, definitely the last episode was a lot to digest. And here it was crazy because I knew he was coming. You know what I mean? I knew that this character was coming, that we would actually see him. But I didn't know, how it would translate from Clone Wars to live action. And there was a lot of people that were talking about, well, he's a pale blue. He's not the blue that you would actually see. And come on, man, really think about this and think about it. You have to really, really be careful and think about this. Translating that blue to live action, then you're really, really bordering, that comic or cartoonish type of, that translation from that to this. It would be more cartoonish if you look at the color, and it would look probably a bit too fake, whereas this is a tad bit of realism. I mean, when you're looking at the skin tone, it does match for the environment. You don't want it to be too overly blue. And the thing is, it's like realism. We're talking about realism when it comes to this character. Anybody who knows Cad Bane, and this is what I'm talking about, introducing this character into this show, you have literally taken a dump on Boba Fett. You've literally just took a shit on Boba Fett. And the reason why I say that is because, we talk about Boba Fett being, the most feared bounty hunter in the galaxy. Now he's basically turned over a whole new leaf. But it doesn't take away from the simple fact that his presence alone should be feared. You know what I mean? We should look at Boba as a feared character. Whereas Cad Bane, the way he came into this show is how we actually seen him in the animated series. Feared. Man of very little words. His tone doesn't change, not too angry, drawn out. He's just a man of action. And this is what we got. I love that slow walk through the desert. And I was talking about this on the show. It's like, people don't drive on Tatooine. They'll walk everywhere. They'll walk through the desert no matter how far it is. So, and with him, that slow walk, I loved it. I love the simple fact that, we got the same exact tone. He was menacing. It was that Western feel that made that scene itself just completely incredible. Cobb Vanth, I was like, man, I know you're going to get hurt. I literally know you're going to get hurt. You knew that. You know what I mean? Is he dead? No, he's not dead. But, it is what it is. But, yeah, this scene was amazing. We're going to get a hot toy. We already know that. They have the license. This is a popular character. We're going to get it. What I expected at next episode is somewhat of the same that what we're actually seeing. He's going to be a boss. He really, really is. He has Mandalorian tech as well. So, you know what I mean? He's when they say he's feared, he's a boss, literally and quick. So we'll see how it goes, man. But I'm extremely happy about where it goes. My only thing is it's okay, we have one episode for Mando to prove himself. Where it goes, I don't know. But it's only one. Boba. I'm sorry, because that's what it seems like, right?
That's a slip.
Boba, exactly. But we have one episode for Boba to prove himself, because it's taken this long for us to see it. Granted, everything is supposed to tie itself together, but I don't know. I don't want to. Here's the thing. I don't want to make this about a complaint about this show, because the thing is, there's a lot that I'm enjoying. There's a lot of it that, really is cohesive. A lot of things like what we got on episode 2, what we got from episode 3, and then going forward was amazing content. You know what I mean? I really, really enjoyed it, and I love where it went. But again, I know there's a part of Boba that we want to see, and we want to see why he's the way he is. And just, you don't have to make him overly menacing. But just make sure he can at least assert himself and stand his ground. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much what we want to see. But, bringing this character in, it's not going to be easy for anybody. Literally, it's not going to be easy for anybody because he's just that menacing. It's going to be interesting to see, how he, his interaction with Fennec Shan, because they have history as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how that reaction is. But yeah, I can't wait, man. I definitely can't wait.
Yeah, dude, and honestly, man, just the voice, the look of the character, like Leo, like you said, you knew Cad Bane was about to get fucked up. Because I mean, sorry, you knew Cobb Vanth was about to get fucked up because Cad Bane had to make an entrance and an appearance in a intimidating and menacing way. So the only way for that to happen is for Cobb Vanth to get hit there.
And can I say something real quick, Will?
Yeah.
Because I was looking at DJ, his comment, and he said, "I don't think there's any redemption when an old man is playing him. Any cool things he can potentially do will look goofy because of who is playing." I don't think that.
I think he's talking about Boba, but
yeah, Boba. That's what I'm saying. But I don't think that with Boba, I don't think it's basically has to do with age or presence. I think he can still pull it off. I think he can. I mean, look, Tamora Morrison's a great actor. He's an amazing actor. His physical presence is incredible. We got a chance to see him live action in the book in The Mandalorian, and his presence was menacing. Even when he does certain things, in the Book of Boba, like his action sequences are incredible. Like his physicality is there. I think it's just that they're restraining him. They're not letting him do much, And I just think it's the story told, not the man or the actor playing him. So
that's fair. So, John, what do you think about this last episode and then the season finale? What are your expectations?
Oh, mate. Well, I have to say, look, I loved it. To see Raylan Givens back in action was amazing. I'm a big fan of Timothy Oliphant. So to see him back, that was one of my favorite moments of the show. He's just got so much swagger, and I think he's made this character popular. In such a short amount of time. If you think about it, he hasn't had that big a role throughout the show, but already, look how many of us think he's an awesome character. I was a little scared when Cad Bane showed up because I'm like, don't kill him, don't kill, don't kill Ray. I knew it as soon as the deputy came out. I'm like, he's gonna F it up for him. He's gonna F it up for him.
Yeah,
and I kind of like how they did that though, because it leaves the question unanswered as to who would win in a quick draw, because he was distracted. If he wasn't distracted, what would have happened? And maybe we'll see that play out later. Maybe. I have no idea, to be honest. That's just a guess. But look, I loved it. I'm not maybe as into the lore as much as some people. So for me, I've enjoyed the show. I do see a lot of valid points in, the difference between Boba in Mando compared to now. I think if they just could have explained it maybe a bit better, why he's a bit more
reserved,
why he's more reserved, why he's not as savage. If they just did more introspective looking at why he was that way. I think they were trying to do that with the flashbacks. And you could almost look at it as, he had maybe a surge of adrenaline when he was in Mando to, get the stuff back and get it done. And now maybe he's just, a bit tired. If they explained or left him more hurt at the end of Mando to kind of lead into this, it would have made more sense and people might not have been as upset with where it's gone. But in regards to being an old man, when he's got the helmet on, it's a stunt double, so you're not gonna, it doesn't, that's got nothing to do with it. I don't think they could have him doing backflips with a stunt double and the helmet on, you're not gonna know. I don't know if that's as valid there, but I'm excited. I can't wait. These last two episodes have been probably the best for sure. I think episode 2 was my favorite before that. So my expectations are pretty high. But again, as I'm just enjoying the ride, I'm just looking forward to seeing what they pull off. I don't expect them to do anything. I know Mando's going to kick ass because Mando, I think, is the most lethal badass in Star Wars at the moment for me, especially. I don't see anybody as just captivating as him. He just completely brought me back into Star Wars completely. So, I'm Mando all the way. And probably Cobb Vanth as well, because I really want to hot toy him, and I hope he gets more, and I hope one day he gets a show. I think that would be epic to follow him more so through the Star Wars universe. But Cad Bane, I don't know as much. He looks cool. He looks menacing. Just from learning from you guys, I knew that Cobb Vanth was in trouble when he walked in, and that's why I was like, oh, here we go. So other than that, I probably wouldn't have known. But I think he looks good. I see a lot of people complaining about how he looks. I mean, we're not making the show, so let it go. Let it go. It is what it is. Just let it go. Unless you can do a better job, just let it go. I think he looks great, and I'm looking forward to it. Really looking forward
Nice.
to it.
Well, so Marco, on this one, how did you feel about this Book of Boba episode, and what do you think for the finale?
Yeah, so I've actually been really enjoying the show overall. I know like a lot of folks are not, but like I really loved all the episodes even before Mando showed up. I kind of liked the kind of what John was alluding to, where they were kind of setting up with flashbacks, kind of his violent choices in the past and him trying to reconcile that and be a little bit more diplomatic now. So I really love that kind of 1-2 combination. First appearance of Mando in the series, I didn't love that episode as much. Like I thought it was kind of disruptive. Like I want to see where Boba's story is going, and Mando's my guy. Like I love him. That's my number one right now. But it's like just give me all of Boba's story. So that being said, this episode was incredible. Like they gave us all the best fan service, and so I would say the episode was like a 10 for me. And then the Cad Bane was like they didn't have to do that. They didn't even have to bring him in. But when they did, it was just like the icing on the cake. And I was losing my mind and yelling like, oh my God, these crazy motherfuckers did it. And Gigi is like, what the heck are you talking about? I have no clue what you're talking about. But yeah, I lost my, and I'm not even a big Clone Wars guy, but just like the fact that they've introduced him in this way, kind of in the Western, format, squaring off against Cobb Vanth was just so cool to do it. So the finale is has such a high bar to try to top this last episode. I don't know how they do it, like unless they bring back, other bounty hunters from or other characters that. Well, I know we've seen a lot of speculation online already. So, they're gonna have to do a lot of heavy lifting to, get a bit better than this previous episod. So I loved it and really looking forward to the finale.
Dude, yeah, it's going to be super exciting. And Leia, I don't know if you can answer this. Cad Bane is a bounty hunter, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, because we were having a game stream the other night, and I wasn't sure. Someone was asking, and someone was commenting saying he is a bounty hunter and that he is. So, do you know, like, I guess they're going to explain how does he get involved, like, with the Pike Syndicate and stuff? Like, this
bounty hunter. He's a bounty hunter.
So they're just paying him to do the job.
Hired gun.
Yeah, he's definitely a hired gun mercenary who has history with certain characters and has a lot of history with Boba, to be quite honest.
Because he hates Boba, right? Yeah.
Yeah. He partially, like I said, he's responsible for even a lot of Boba's training come out in a sense. So there's a lot that plays off with this character, but there's a lot that you're gonna actually see. But yeah, him and Boba have history, and to see how it's gonna play out, like it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah. So Anthony, what are you thinking, man? How do you feel about the episode, and what about the finale?
Well, Boba Fett is weird, man. The show. The show is weird, okay? I'm going to wait until the finale hits and try to judge it. It's hard, right? Because we're seeing this, like, weekly, right? It's not like we have this all unfold that we can, like, go back and, watch, years from now or something. Like, we're not pitching something that's already done. I trust them implicitly, though, Favreau and Filoni. So I don't think they're leading us astray. I think we just have to have faith in the direction of where they're taking this saga of Star Wars, right? Yeah. I find it interesting that it is so disconnected, though, that episode 5 and 6 really have nothing to do as of yet, right, with Boba Fett. Like, I would think even with episode 5, when Mando's like, yo, I gotta go visit somebody, I'm like, cool, see you in season 3.
Yeah.
Oh, here he is in episode 6. It's continuing, and I'm like, well, so it's hard. It's
an odd creative decision.
Yeah,
he's taking
for
over.
Me to gauge it as a show, it seems very, and I understand their literally world building, and as far as television's concerned, because there's gonna be threads going everywhere for future seasons and future shows. I don't watch a lot of Clone Wars. I've watched 4 seasons. I'm still trying to get through it. But I know who Cad Bane is. So I was pretty ecstatic too when you see him, and the way that they played it out was perfect. It's a perfect Western scenario, and the fact that we have Timothy Oliphant in here, because I loved him in Deadwood. I've watched all of Justified, which is coming back, by the way, John.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, they're doing another Justified with, like, in I think Detroit. So with him reprising his role. Oh yeah. So he was the perfect fit as a marshal and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So honestly, though, I'm so biased with him anyway, because if that was like Raylan Givens, Cad Bane would have got smoked. But he's not. He's Cobb Vanth. So there's something a little different here, but I loved how it played out. Again, I don't know. I just don't know where they're going with it, right? Because how are we going to judge this? Are we saying, oh, the Book of Boba Fett's great? And I'm like, well, wait a minute. It's really just Star Wars. So, you know, Star Wars is great. As far as my expectations for the last episode, they've painted me, at least me, I feel like I'm kind of a little bit in a corner because I'm like, are you now going to not show any of these characters? And we're going to go back to focusing on like basically the real episode 5, right?
Yeah.
What happens at the end? And even episode 4 wasn't even really an episode if you think about it. It was all just a flashback of Mando, like when Boba Fett found Fennec and got her fixed up, and then when it ended, it was at current time. You know what I mean? So really, we don't know what the hell's going on with Boba. We had like 3 real episodes of him in that sense. So if episode 7, they have to have Boba in his own damn show for the finale, right?
Yeah, he'll be there,
I mean, they have to. So is it going to be something crazy where like everybody's there?
I think it is. I think it's like an Avengers Assemble episode. Yeah.
And I feel it might take away from him because I wanted to see him. They played it off like he's going to try to, start his own,
I think it's probably too late
faction.
for that. You know what I mean? Because like they've already let Mando take over his show already. So
yeah, but they had to have done that before they aired it.
Yeah,
okay?
For sure.
Because there's production. They make the show. They're like, this is the order we're doing it in. Yeah. They don't even know we don't even like it yet. You see what I'm saying? Like,
right. Yeah, they can't change on the. I just mean that like Boba Fett. They already decided to take Boba out of the spotlight. So it's like this last episode, he's going to be in it, but it's going to be focused on everybody. Like I think it's just going to be one. It's going to be one big fight. Yeah.
I think if anything else, they're going to probably wrap up this whole Pike situation. Because this is kind of like a minor story, in my opinion. I think they'll probably get the people of Freetown to come help now, especially that they got all screwed up from Cad Bane. They probably will do all that, but if they wrap that up, and then we'll see where these other threads are going, right? Because I mean, Grogu's probably going to go to Mando. Luke's probably going to wander off. Ahsoka's probably going to go try to hunt down Thrawn. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be these threads that are going to be cliffhangers for their own rights. But as long as they wrap up this whole town thing on Tatooine and Boba does something, I don't know. Like I like him. You guys know, right? It's kind of a mixed bag. We don't really know what they're doing with him. But again, I have faith that they have a longer picture. Remember, they have probably a whole bunch of shit done. We don't know anything. We don't know anything. We're only seeing what they want us to see right now, week by week. So I think it's going to be good, man. I really think it's going to be good. We're going to have a lot to talk about next week.
Yeah, and I think so too. And all I can say is please do not Darth Maul Cad Bane. Do not kill him in the next episode because
that'd be silly.
Nah,
he's too
I don't think they're going to kill him.
Yeah, he's too cool. You got to keep him around. Like he's
And I don't know why people were complaining either. That was the other thing about it. It's like, of course he's not going to look. I mean, that's not Clone Wars. That's a cartoon, bro. Yeah. This looks great. This looks more accurate to his race in A New Hope. You know what I'm saying?
Careful calling it a cartoon, Anthony.
Sorry.
Said careful calling it a cartoon.
You went full Denobi. You went full Denobi.
Well, okay, look. No offense, but it is a cartoon. Okay, it's a cartoon.
Okay, Anthony, speak your mind.
Animated. Look.
Let's go.
Look, I mean, because think about everybody who loves the like. A lot of people grew up watching that. It was an animated show, and that's what they were in. Look, whatever. You can solo me out. That's fine. It's a cartoon. So
do you eat your breakfast cereal while you watch it, Anthony?
I mean, maybe, dude. If I was 20 years younger, I probably would have. I would have grown up watching it, and that's fine, dude. I'm not hating on it. It's just I never finished it, and the fact is it is animated, and the fact that they're bringing it into live action looks great. I mean, does Ahsoka look like Ahsoka from the Clone Wars? No, but she looks pretty damn good, right?
That's a good point.
I mean,
you know what?
People
really
complain about that too.
Big piggyback, sort of like off of what you said. I think us and a lot of viewers, basically, your expectation sort of like overshadows the storyteller's intent. You know what I mean? Like they're more so fixed on telling a story, and what we got in a sense spoiled by was his introduction in Mandalorian. So we saw that, and the expectation was for us to see the same thing, you know, in this season. And, you know, and I was one of them until I sat down and I talked to Toya, and she brought up a very interesting point. And she was like, well, look, you know, how do we see Boba in the trilogies or in the you know, the original films? How do we actually see him? We didn't see much, and he didn't say much. And the story wasn't really focused, or it wasn't focused on him. Whereas we're seeing that character sort of portrayed the same way in this series. Whereas there's a lot of him still shrouded in mystery, and not a lot of focus is on him. And we are also forgetting about the simple fact that the show is called The Book of Boba Fett. It's not called Boba Fett. It's called The Book of Boba Fett. And any story, any book that you basically read, there's multiple chapters that have nothing to do with the main character. And we got to focus on that. And just keep in mind that it's called The Book of Boba Fett. And I think that, I said, just give the final episode a chance to play itself out, and then we'll get what we want. Or we may not get what we want, but in my opinion, like I said, my faith is in them to really give us a decent show. So that's all I'm saying.
Right. Yeah. So Mario, Beard God, bro, fill us in, if you would grace us with your amazing beard and voice, and tell us why you either loved or hated this last episode, and what do you expect for the finale?
Well, I think I'll say that I actually did both love it and hate it at the same time.
Oh, do tell.
So, I mean, just like everyone's comments, I mean, I thought it was an amazing Star Wars episode just to see all of the old characters again. I mean, Leia, we talked about it, whether or not we would see Mando go back to actually see Luke and Grogu. Kind of hoping that it was going to be off a screen so we can kind of focus on, you know, the main plot at hand. But no, they didn't. Which actually wasn't a bad thing in the event that it's just, you know, building up actual Star Wars as a whole. Everybody geeked the hell out. We all got to see whatever we wanted to see, man. It was awesome. It was all visual fan service, in my opinion, and it actually did nothing to further the main plot. Now I understand that this is actually, well, they also says the Book of Boba, but do you actually do this in like the penultimate chapter in a book where you just set up, you know, like a bunch of side stuff that should have happened like a couple episodes ago? Either that or give us another 2 more episodes to hurry up and wrap this shit up. I mean, even though it's something petty or something simple as just the whole spice trade going on in Tatooine, but it just feels like there's so much more that they've got to wrap up with. I mean, I think, you know, and it just seems like there's going to be a lot just to kind of cram in, to shoehorn in this last single episode. So if this was like the second to the last episode, I think it would have been great. Now, of course I'm still going to want to watch the last episode. I got to see how this thing is going to wrap. But my expectations are extremely low right now, and I'm hopeful they stick the landing. I really do, but I just don't anticipate it. But we'll see what happens. I mean, either way, it's Star Wars, man. You know, so who cares? But it's just a bummer that, you know, the way they did, you know, Boba Fett in some aspects. I understand everyone's complaints about him, but at the same time, I think he's in a different area in his life right now where he wants to leave that past bounty hunting behind and kind of move on and start his own thing. But it's at the same time, it's like what we've all said. I mean, they played him out as a bitch, right? You know, for the most part, he's not respected, and he's still building up his crew. But still, man, it's been very underwhelming in my opinion. This entire season, this entire show actually so far. It's had its great points, it's had its weak points, but yeah, we'll see what happens in the last episode,
right?
Looney Tune, a cartoon.
Well, I mean, really, because he's running around everywhere saying "I'm Boba Fett" and he's chasing.
I was left for dead on the sands of Tatooine.
Yeah, right? And it's like
choking out droids.
It's
they're shut
weird.
down. Yeah, no, for real, dude. I see you. I hear you with that, man. But I mean, it's just we'll see what happens. But like I said, my expectations are in check and extremely low.
That's why.
Do you think?
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead, John.
Oh, thanks. I was just going to say, do you think like they've broken him down a bit, so when you see him so he's a bit more of an underdog, then he's going to make that big comeback at the end, or something big's going to happen and he's going to switch back. Because I feel like if he does that, he's going to redeem himself to a lot of people if you see him come back. And sometimes you got to see the hero get kicked down. Like, you can't, if he's always kicking ass, you can't, maybe, you lose the connection to.
But John, it's been the entire season, man. We've seen him get his ass beat.
Yeah,
You know,
right. Every episode. Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
True.
But yeah, and that's the dilemma. Like, I do agree with you, Mario, to a large extent. Like, I think I've never felt more conflicted about the last 2 episodes than anything with Star Wars, because like I love them. I think they're great episodes, but like, where do they fit into this show? But then I heard, like Lael said, because I was watching that stream, and when Toya said that, and she's like gave a scripture analogy, and I was like, that's a really good point, actually. I was like, that's actually a really good point, where like there's different, characters and different things in there that aren't focused on the exactly main storyline, so to speak.
And
the
I think
problem is they haven't. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, like, I mean, that's the thing. Like, the story is basically focusing on different aspects of the journey. Book of Boba, again, we're talking about the Book of Boba, whereas it's not ultimately focused on just him as a character, but all the other points. Now, I agree in a sense that we need to see a bit more of him to flesh out the character, but at the same time, I mean, it's like a touch and go for me when it comes to fan service and what people deem fan service. Because the thing is, if we didn't get these episodes, because there were questions that we actually had even before the Book of Boba. And yes, granted, we could have waited and probably got them in Mando season 3. But at the same time, I think that they're setting it up in a way whereas, okay, yes, maybe it would have probably been. We probably wouldn't have the same complaint if we had, the Black Chrysanthemum's story. If we actually seen him, and then we seen different characters. I think it's more so because the focus is so much on on Mandalorian right now that we're having this discussion. I enjoyed the episodes, and actually, to be quite honest, when I look back at the season, and I'm just basically painting that picture, looking at everything, maybe except for just one episode, that I'm just like, I'm just not in it. But at the same time, I can appreciate the journey. What we're seeing right now is the journey. And I think they've done a good job by fleshing out in his mindset, look, I am going to basically I want to rule with respect, but we're seeing a totally different transformation of him based on his time with the Tusken Raiders. So we can't forget about the simple fact that there is, like, our expectation is to basically see that, yes, we want to get, this aspect of Boba. We want to see him ruthless. We want to see that. But it then kind of undermines everything that they've actually set up in the very beginning. Like, they've told us who he really was. Put it this way, point blank, they told us the approach. They told us who Boba was the entire season so far. We just don't accept it. That's the thing. We're not accepting it.
But
So,
I think
I
we
mean-
told that story throughout flashbacks, though. We haven't really had a chance to concentrate as much time in the present time rather than so much in the flashbacks.
And that's true. And I get that. I get that.
That's where I'm actually disappointed, because I wanted to see his come up, actually.
Like real-time development.
Right,
But here's the thing, though. But the come up is the simple fact that now he's thrusted into a world where he has to kind of assert himself. He's been off the grid for so long. And the thing is, you can't rule by yourself. You have to have major players in there with you that's going to help you. And I think that's what we're getting to. We're getting to that point where there's certain pieces of the puzzle that are falling into place. And that we'll see probably in this episode that he is, essentially asserting himself. But it just takes time. And then on top of that, we got to also remember, like, I remember we talked about this, but it almost has been confirmed. I can't really say why I know this, but it has been confirmed that there's going to be another season of the Book of Boba. But I mean, it is a slow build. My thing is, it's like, I just want to be the one, me, myself, because I love Star Wars so much.
Yeah.
I want to find the good, because we spent so many years, bro, of divisive content, divisive conversations that have taken a lot of people out of what Star Wars really means. Star Wars means a huge deal to me as a person. It basically showed me so many things about spirituality, so many things about just, how just even the human condition works, about family, about just the struggle of wanting to be good, about the hero's journey. It has taught me so much about it. And the thing is, it means so much to me. So when I see divisive conversations, and I respected the opinions. But when I see that it's the constant shovel of just, oh, I hate it because of this, I hate it because of that, I hate it because of that negativity, it just buries it, and I'm not going to allow it to happen to me. But
Right.
I want to pass on what I know to my kids, to young kids coming up about Star Wars that is good. And I think that sometimes, not this panel, but I'm just saying, like, sometimes other people have a tendency to just go down that road where they're just willing to look at these shows and say, oh, that's just bad, Boba sucks, Star Wars sucks, I told y'all. And that's not the case.
No.
That's not what it is. And it's like,
I don't think
I
so
just don't
either.
want to be a part of that portion of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm giving this a chance. That's all I'm saying.
I think our
Well
problem
said,
here
Miguel.
is, and he definitely well said. I mean, I think we all agree with that. I think the problem I think we're facing is even though whether you may have heard or whatever the case is, they haven't officially said, hey, there's going to be a season 2. Like they haven't put it out into the world, right? So for everybody who's watching, I'm under the impression this is the last episode. So to me, it's like, wait a minute, like Mario's kind of saying, if this is it, if it was a limited series, event series, there's so much that you need to wrap up in one. If there's more season, if they're like, hey, that's what I thought was weird. I figured they'd come out and be like, yo guys, season 2's coming. So, most shows do that, right? They'll publicly announce it. Hey, we're greenlit for another, whatever. Disney can do whatever they want with that. But what I'm thinking is because of that, I think a lot of people are feeling like this is not a long show. They got a lot to wrap up. And I think if there isn't, that's fine. But I think what may have, and I'm no director, but I think what would have benefited, since they're going down this route with like episode 5, episode 6, if they took kind of, and it's not necessarily Game of Thrones, but I'm using that as an example, where in every episode of Game of Thrones, there was multiple stories going on that were being cut between acts. You would be following, Jon Snow and his stuff at the Night's Watch, or then you'd be following stuff in, King's Landing. And you know what I'm saying? If they did something like that, where they're piecing things out, well, here's Luke now, and here's Boba, and here's what's Mando. Like I think that would have, but then of course it wouldn't be the Book of Boba Fett. It would just be this Star Wars show, the Star Wars world. So I don't know, but I agree with you on that, Leia. Like I know because there's a lot of people that just want to shit on it, just to shit on it, and be like, oh yeah, this sucks. See, Boba's fucking stupid.
Yeah,
I agree.
and just to basically like they use it just to say that Star Wars as a whole is a bag of shit. Like literally, that's people want it. It's like I've never seen a group of individuals that want something to fail so bad, bro. Like they really, really, really wanted to fail, and I'm like, damn, like wow, like why? Why?
Yeah.
What is?
Yeah, why
is
would
it
you
really
want something
personal
so
to
cool?
you that it fails? So everything else, and that's why, like I said, when I hear it, I just sit back and I'm like, okay, I have to understand. And then like to kind of cut into what you were saying, Anthony, like for instance, like, I'll give you an example. We got Loki. We had no idea there was going to be a season 2 until the very end.
Yeah.
We had no idea that there was going to be a season 2, that they were greenlighting a season 2 until the last episode, until they let us know that there was going to be another one. So that's what I'm saying. Like that's where I kind of give it a chance, that I know that the story that they're basically trying to tell us, it may not be what we want, but they're trying to flesh out a story because they do, I think, want to make this more of a trilogy than what we want to think. So it just takes time.
Yeah.
It's a slow build. We want to see that development. And I think Boba is going to come into his own. Hell, I think this last episode, he's going to come into his own, and we'll probably see more of a badass Boba, but even that is not going to satisfy everybody. We know that.
Oh, no, of course not.
I mean, if there's, there's a season 2, right? If there's a season, and I said this before weeks ago, even I was like, if there's a season 2, then all of season 1 is freaking great, because we're gonna get all this. He's gonna evolve and he's gonna go down. Whatever they do, he's gonna go. And I think the problem that it's just stupid because it's in any groups. It's people.
Yeah,
in general.
it's any show,
Some
any
people
idea.
just
It's gonna
really
happen.
hate the fucking sequels, bro. So
Oh,
they're
yeah.
like, I hate Star Wars. I hate Kathleen Kennedy. I hate Disney's. Like, and that's them. That's so no matter how great it is, all the shitty parts, they'll focus on that. And I don't think it's like, look, this is where it's going. And honestly, I really think they're trying to take this whole story, because this is what we're seeing. We're getting multiple shows, right, between Mando and Boba and Ahsoka and And who knows, right? Who knows? Obi-Wan, but Obi-Wan's going to be his thing. I think all of this stuff, love it or hate it, is leading into the sequel trilogy because that's fact. It's set in stone. Those movies happened. But we have a huge gap, right, between Return of the Jedi and A Force Awakens for them to really enrich as much as they can and trying to weave this all in together. So I'm, like I said, Filoni and Favreau, I trust them implicitly. It's just when we're watching it live and we don't know the future, that's where we always have questions. Well, why are they doing it this way? Well, why is he, but then let's say we look back 5 years from now and we see all these shows completed and we're like, wow, okay, that was pretty badass. That all ties together really nice and has proper character
And I'm going to tell you what.
I'm
going to tell you what. I'm going to tell you the good that this episode did for me. Number one, it answered the question, did Luke and Ahsoka ever meet?
Right.
Yes.
Boom.
Awesome.
We
got that. We got that discussion. And when she says she's a friend, when she says, I'm a friend of the family, I teared the fuck up.
Same.
Like literally, I teared up because I was like, yo, can you imagine what it is for this character to see this man's father die, to know that he's not die, but to know the path that his father went down, and to also see those similarities in him, and to know that you yourself have a chance to make sure that history never repeats itself. That you have a chance to basically see that in this person. The good that you see that in
her
and
too,
and also imagine what he felt knowing that his father basically died. But any attachment to the past that he has ever wanted to know about that is now in her. So now he has look, oh wow, I can find out everything that I needed to know about my father.
His mom as well.
His mom, his mother, exactly. He has a chance to find all of this out and to kind of sew up that to me was something that I wanted to see fleshed out. And I got a chance to basically see that. Seeing Cad Bane, seeing this whole everything. And on top of that, to sum this whole thing up, swear to God, if we get this version of Luke as a Hot Toys figure with that head sculpt, I'm on point.
I think
Because that shit was
We're about to get
dope.
Mando for Luke.
That was a
That
phenomenal
shit
improvement
was
over
dope.
Mando.
It was great.
Like literally, it was dope. And I'm like, I want to actually see that. Now I know how I'm gonna pose my Mandalorian Ahsoka and my Detolf. Next to Luke, next to Grogu, I'm going to create. I'm hoping it Metamorphic Customs if I can actually get him to design me a half temple, so I can actually have them in a base like that. I'm going to Mario's crib. I'm still in a module case, and I'm bringing it back here. And I'm gonna have me some fun. So
Mario's
I can't
got
wait.
a whole room of modules.
I do. There's
And then
back here that need to be built.
Exactly. I want to have a display case so I can fucking flex on Mario, and he ain't gonna be able to say shit.
Impossible.
So that's what I want because he
Impossible.
always flexes.
Hey
Well,
man,
and-
you know what? I'm honored at the fact you're thinking about coming down over here, bro. So
There you go.
by all means, come and try.
Well,
I
because-
definitely see you, but come and try.
I already told Mario, I was like, if we all go to like Star Wars Celebration or Comic Con, we're all staying at
Oh,
Mario's.
hell yeah.
So
Heck yeah.
Thanks,
Mario.
all of us, we're also
Yeah.
gonna stay at Mario's.
Hell
But
yeah. Hell
I think
Yeah,
this,
man. All four of these. Will's got the top bunk in the module case. Leo's got the second bunk in the module case.
Put me in the
Warren's got
Magic
third
case, bro. I'll
module case.
sleep in there.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Hell
but
yeah.
that's why I think this show is so fascinating because to me, I think this is one of those situations where, like, and fan service is not a bad thing on face value. Like, I've always maintained that. But I think this show is like the ultimate case study of whether we want fan service or whether we want a cohesive story. Because I don't think we're
Yeah.
getting both here. Like, I think we're getting amazing fan service. Like, we're getting like Luke and
Yeah, but we
Ahsoka,
don't
like
know,
Leia, all
bro.
the things you just mentioned are great fan service, and they
Yeah,
fit in
yeah.
the story, so they're natural and they're great. But they don't really fit in with Boba's story. So it's kind of like. That's why it's amazing because we love seeing like Cad Bane, and this is for the diehard fans. Cad Bane and Luke and Ahsoka together, and Grogu with Luke, and like it's all like great fan service stuff. But it doesn't really tie in, like at least so far, with what Boba's doing. So it's kind of like that's kind of the dilemma to me.
But
Because
you know
that's
what,
why I'm so
Will?
conflicted because
You know
I
what,
love it,
Will?
but I also don't like it. So
Yeah, but you know what? What I'm taking from it is that regardless of the good or the bad that we might see or the disappointments, I'm getting something good.
yeah,
I'm getting something that
good.
makes
Yep.
me feel good. And as long as I lean on that and I look at that, then it won't make that hard pill to swallow taste so bad. Like
That's
literally,
fair,
it won't. And the thing is, I'm just giving it that, I'm giving it what it is, man. Like, I mean, again, you're right. I mean, and I'm not saying that anybody's opinion in the chat or whatever is wrong based on how they feel, and that's completely fine. I'm just simply saying that like anything that you basically read or watch, just sort of like give it a chance, give it a bit more of a chance to breathe. Let it breathe, because the thing is, what if we let me ask you this question, Will.
Yeah.
What if we get a spectacular, final episode that blows everything that we actually seen before this out of the water, like completely blows it up, and we basically understand why Boba. What if they do take this one episode and they are able to tie up everything in one nice little bow? How would you feel?
I would feel good because it would be similar to WandaVision at that point. But I'm not confident, Lael, they can do that in one episode, because I think, say this is a 45, 50-minute episode, and like Boba's had, I don't feel like Boba got developed that much in this season. I think like the problem is too, I think like Boba and Mando, that's the Boba we wanted to see, and it's not the Boba we've got thus far. So
off of expectation, though. Yeah, we expected to see it.
For sure. So that's for sure can play into an expectation, but that's an expectation they set themselves. So like, it's not just one we pulled out of nowhere. Like, and maybe, with us, with Boba was kind of a throwaway character in the original trilogy, right? Like he wasn't never meant to be like this main character. So that was the fans who all put Boba in the spotlight saying, Boba's cool. We want to learn more about Boba. But then the Favreau and Filoni put him in Mando, and then had that badass, one of the best scenes in Star Wars. And then announced his show, and then we're like, okay, that's the Boba we wanted, and that's the Boba we're getting, and it's not the Boba we've got thus far. So it's kind of that. So it's expectations on our part, but it's also ones they established. So it's kind of
true.
Yeah.
And real quick, and I know we don't want to stick on this too long.
Yeah,
but look at it. Look at this way. Look at it this way. Understand also, Boba has a strong, super strong hatred for the Empire.
Yeah.
He has a hatred, and he has a valued hatred for the Empire, based off his brethren, based off of not just the clones, the manipulation, them leaving him the way they did, things that he's actually seen. He has a strong, severe hatred for the Empire. The version of Boba that we actually got in The Mandalorian, of course, was going to be savage, based on his hatred towards the Empire.
That's a good point.
He has a hatred. Literally a hatred towards them. So
A hatred, you say?
A hatred. Exactly.
dark side.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, we seen that, and that's what was to be expected. So based on that, we thought that throughout the show and throughout this particular show, that's the same version of Boba that we should see. But now he's on Tatooine. Now he's overseeing, or he chose to basically right the wrongs that not just the Empire, but even Jabba the Hutt and his rule over Tatooine himself. Now he just feels as though, as a person, number one, we're seeing this version of Boba after he spent time with the Tusken Raiders, after he learned about that indigenous culture, which speaks volumes for what's going on in modern times right now with Native Americans who have basically been forced out of their environment. So a lot of that ties in nicely, to what's happening right now. So I love the story that they're telling there. But at the same time, now we have to also look at the simple fact, and somebody will see, I know that, Jedi too, but I think that that's going to be a story that's going to be told as well. And I think that there's going to be a reason behind that. We just have to wait and see. But what I'm saying is, hell no.
Run, Leia.
Hell no. Hell
Add
no.
something to that.
I don't want that smoke. But what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, we can't expect him to also react the same way in an environment where he's trying to basically make change, where we're seeing him, as we've seen his development with the Tuskens, we're seeing basically like they kind of changed his perspective on a lot of things. Whereas now he's less selfish, but more selfless when it comes to other people, and also priority and how things should be ran and giving people their space. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just looking at everything as a whole. Yes. Do I want to see him whoop some ass? I did get a chance to see him whoop a little bit of ass, but I want to see him whoop a little more ass. Like, I want to see him, and I want to see you do that with your damn helmet on. Don't take the shit off.
Which
just keep it on.
said, yeah.
Like, keep
Can
it
I
on.
add something to that?
Yeah.
Can I add something to that? I just thought, I feel like if they may have just delivered it a bit differently. So like, if they had put the flashbacks come from a conversation with him and Fennec, I think. So if you see him meet up with Fennec, like that episode, and then him have the conversation with her about, I think if we just seen a good conversation about why he had changed his tone on how he wants to rule, but put the flashbacks in him telling Fennec about why he wants to go to this place and rule differently, I think we'd be looking at it a bit different than the Bacta tank, because I think they had him get beat up so he'd go back into the Bacta tank. If they got rid of all of that and they put it in with him talking to Fennec about why he spent time with the Tuscans, and this is why, that's what's changed him, and this is why he wants to go to this place and create something for himself and rule. I think if they delivered it that way, we'd be looking at it a hell of a lot different than kind of how they delivered it, because it would have took out him getting his ass beat. It would have made sense, him meeting up with her, them getting the ship back, them having a proper, like a good old Tarantino conversation in a movie, like a nice long convo of him telling the story, going to flashbacks through that, get that done in 1 or 2 episodes, and then build the story up of why. I think what Will touches on is we want the why. Why does he want to rule this way? Why has he changed? And I think if they'd just done it that way, maybe everybody would be not having this conversation right now. I think it would have made a lot more sense about
less back to, like, if they didn't depend highly on that BAFTA tank.
Yeah, if they got rid of all of that and just had him with her around the fire, when they had that scene around the fire, him tell her why he's changed and why he wants to do this. Have the flashbacks to show what changed him. So you see the what changed, then you see the why, and then you come into town to run the town the way he's running it. I think that would have made a hell of a lot more sense, and maybe put it at ease for a lot more people than the flashbacks and things like that. I just think they maybe made a misstep with the flashbacks and should have maybe done it that way. But, in hindsight, it's easy for me to say that. I'm not, creating the show like they are. But I think that would have just made a lot more sense.
Definitely good
but
point.
Flashbacks are usually the way I've always heard it described is they're like spice. Like you add a little bit to the dish here and there. Like they shouldn't be all of his. They shouldn't be all of his development. You know what I mean? Like it shouldn't be all of his development through flashbacks. But that's my thing with it. And I think just the sentiment too. Someone had mentioned the show's great without Boba. I think that's just a common sentiment right now, and that's kind of part of the problem. Like that's like in his own show, he's being upstaged by everyone. Like Fennec is cooler than Boba, Mando's cooler than Boba, Cobb Vanth is cooler than Boba. Like it just, that's the problem, I think. But
well, I mean, just so I can say real quick, I think because we don't know what's going on yet, that's where we're having all these.
That's where the assumption's at right now. But I enjoy me myself personally, and it, like I said, I can't speak for everybody else. But I enjoy the human element of Boba. Yeah, I enjoy the simple fact that we are seeing that human journey. We're seeing what he's basically dealing with and the pain that is involved. Because even like that one, I'm always going to go back to what Fennec said when he was like, when the BAFTA tank let him know that he was healed. But she said, what about the internal wounds? You know what I mean? He's still dealing with that. With emotionally, certain things are still happening. I love the humanity of the character. So me, myself, yes, there's disappointments, but I'm not turned off by Boba at all. I still love the character, and I still basically think that there's room for him to show off and show out. So I'm just waiting.
Yeah, well, I think we all love Star Wars anyway, right? And I feel like sometimes when we have these discussions, whether it be on Lael's channel or Will's or my channel or anything, people will often think like, oh man, these guys maybe just being, negative about it and this or that. And it's not necessarily the case, because we're just like you. We're just like everybody else. Our opinions can change. We're not, like Lael said, where people are just, they wake up in the morning and they just want to hate whatever that topic is. Like our opinions change, man. Next week we could be like, yeah, this shit was awesome. You know what I mean? But these are some things we just may not like right now, or we don't understand their direction that they're going. And so I don't
exactly
think
to that point, Anthony,
is negative.
No, and it didn't seem like you were coming across as negative to me, I would say. To that point, though, since we don't know where they're going, don't you think that Favreau and Filoni have earned a bit of benefit of the doubt, that given that they gave a season 1 and 2 a Mando, which were so incredible? Like, can we just let it play out? Let us see where it's going.
That's why I say I trust
Lael's
point. But right now, I'm like, where's this
going?
Little, I don't get it.
A little shaky foundation. I get that. But I'm more with Lael. Like, I'm just enjoying the ride and just seeing where it's going to go from here.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, guys, awesome discussion. Seriously, that was great. That was very respectful. Very.
I leave it to
know.
you to bring some controversial shit on every
Yeah, damn it,
fucking
Will, how dare
episode,
you,
bro.
man?
Lael,
Every
don't
time,
you
Will, what
don't
the
you
fuck?
worry
I thought we were
because I
bringing
got
cockers
more of
together,
it.
man. You're just spreading us apart.
Damn.
I got more of it because and I was
tired
gonna
now.
save this for last, but John, I think, or Marco, one of them was so interested in the topic, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna slide it up so we can talk. About
I think both our eyes kind of lit up when you brought this
exactly.
up. So.
What's this?
So-
What the fuck now, man?
So we're gonna get into the nitty gritty here because
you know what, man? Fuck.
Lael's out, bro. He's turning his screen off.
So Lael, the original question was actually, do we like Lael clean shaven or with the beard? But we,
which of course the answer is both. It's option C.
that's both are great.
Yeah, and I think this is why this topic came up because I've seen this, and I had this actually in the queue of my StreamYard for a while now that I've been wanting to talk about with it. Because this comes up a lot, I think, in terms of unlicensed companies, especially, right? Because like they'll take each other's head sculpts, they steal Hot Toys head sculpts. Some people care about that, some people don't, right? Hot Toys, the thing like Anthony and other people had told me about with the Pennywise situation, right? Nice, like unlicensed figures being made at all, right? That it's technically illegal, but most of us don't really care. If we're getting the figure that we like, we don't really care, right? So I'll throw this one actually to Marco.
I got
first.
flex.
Leo's always flexing on us, bro. That's what he does. He was literally flexing on us on Facebook when he was deadlifting. Like he was like
Yeah, I saw that.
literally
Try it
flexing
out.
on us, bro.
Try it
Like that's a literal.
Calling all of
flex.
us out, man, but we can't call you out.
I know, bro.
You call me out all you want.
Beard god to beard god. But yeah, Mark, I want to start with you on this one. So like I said, the way I described the question essentially is, do we really care about the ethics of companies when we buy from them? Like, we've had Sideshow thrown around a lot, right? Where we didn't like what they did with Toys Wonderland. There are other companies that do things we don't like. But when it comes especially like creators, like figures, like with unlicensed companies taking each other's head sculpts, stuff like that, is that a problem to you when you go to buy something?
Yeah, so I could definitely stand on my high horse and say, I will only support a company if they're like licensed. And I think it's just all about like, for me, like what a company is giving me, to be honest. Like when the certain retailers, it's like, who's giving me the best price for, third party companies. I had said, I'm not really interested in these third-party figures until this Cajun card dealer came out. And I was like, oh, man, I have to have that. Like, I have to have this one. And I'm going to be a hypocrite here, right? And I'm going to break this rule. Yeah. So it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, what are they giving me? And I don't like the concept of like recasted heads and stuff like that. That seems a little bit dirty to me. Yeah. Still in like someone else's work. But again, like there's not a really clear line in my mind. And if a figure is really like bringing the heat enough, again, like that Gambit, then, all the rules are off in my mind.
Bets are off.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So, John,
you said that Cajun card dealer was like,
oh man, changed my mind real quick, bro.
You're
yeah,
right,
bro. He
right.
broke his code for that one.
Yeah.
I don't know how Gigi feels about it, but she'll have to.
She actually likes that one a lot.
Does she?
She was really interested. Maybe she doesn't know that it's unlicensed though. So let's now the cat's out of the
Marco,
bag.
I have to ask though, those capes I can see, are those the licensed capes? Did they come?
Hey Will, that's a perfect point. You know what? So this
the Batman,
right
I wasn't
here,
sure if that's
that's a third party one as well.
Oh,
So,
he broke his code twice.
No,
though.
you're right.
I saw that cape, I was like, hold on now, that cape's too flowy.
So I'm a big time hypocrite when it comes to this, for sure. If it looks sick, then all bets are off.
All in, right?
All bets are off.
That's right.
So, John, how do you feel about this?
Yes. So I think it's okay because every company, look, in the business that I've dealt with in my life, most businesses are corrupt and do things to get ahead of everybody else in every aspect of most things. And unfortunately, I've witnessed that with a lot of different companies and businesses, that have nothing to do with this. So it is a thing. Governments, not to mention, before I don't want to get into that, but there's lots of people are dodgy and do lots of dodgy shit with everything. So let's get that out of the way. When it comes to third company parties, they've got to start somewhere. I think, as people have mentioned before, Hot Toys was a third company before they got licensed. Jazz Inc. was a third company before they got licensed. And it wasn't, if they had have not tried because they weren't licensed, they wouldn't now be licensed. So I think you've got to, when you're thinking about this stuff, you've got to look at it. If you wanted to start something like these guys have done, who knows, in 5 or 10 years, they might get licensed. Or even with apps and things, guys, people make apps and do things that aren't licensed, but then they get bought up because of the quality they've brought is so good that licensed companies and things like that will buy them, and they can change their life. So I think in life you've got to be willing to be more flexible, and it's not just black and white and good and bad. It's up to you as the consumer what you want to support. But me, I'm willing to support anybody who's willing to hustle and who's willing to make a good product and do the best they can. So I think more power to them. I would like to see, I'm good to see it. I'm not opposed to it. I will support it. If it's something that I want, I'll probably get it. But yeah, I think we just got to realize that it's not just as simple as you get licensed and then you start making things. Sometimes you got to, a great story that I once, from a guy that I follow, his name's Grant Cardone. He's a great salesman. He talks about, he got one of the biggest deals done in his life by telling a little white lie and a little fib to get in front of the people. But when he got in front of the people, he was able to make it happen and make it work. But if he didn't tell that fib, he wouldn't have gone in front of those people. So, you've got to be willing to look at what you're willing to do to get ahead in life, and to get things done. So I'm all for it, and I'm telling you now, So Toys at some point soon, they're going to be licensed. They're going to be doing something because of the work they're putting in. Now, if we were to go back to them and say, hey, don't do it, because you're not licensed, they wouldn't be here, and you wouldn't have your Gambit, and you wouldn't have these other things. So
it'd be a sad world.
It'd be a sad world. So, all the big dogs, all the big companies, they're breaking all the rules. Trust me. I'm willing to support the little guys that are trying to make something out there for themselves. So I think definitely if they're putting good product out, I'm willing to support them. For sure.
It's a really good perspective, John. I like that.
Yeah, it's a really good perspective. And I do agree. Like, I'm with you guys as far as that. Like Lionel said, I guess for me, the conflict comes when the unlicensed companies are doing the figures at greater just with higher quality and some of the licensed companies. Absolutely. Like we as collectors and consumers will go where the quality is. If it's unlicensed or not, doesn't really matter. We'll go where it is. I've raved about this Sephiroth. He's a third party, right? And he's incredible. Probably my favorite figure that I have in 6scale right now. So,
exactly.
Yeah, so it will go where the quality goes. But Leao, how do you feel about this one?
I mean,
What'd you say, John? Doc Smiths are talking about Grant Cardone. He knows what's up.
If you sold cars, you know who Grant Cardone is. Yeah, I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is.
But listen, if it looks good in my collection, I'm buying it. Plain and simple. I don't. When it comes to the business ethics of these figures and who has the licensing and this, that, and the third, I mean, I always got to go back to like was said, a lot of these companies, such as Hot Toys, such as Sideshow, such as 3-0 and whoever else, were unlicensed companies that didn't actually have the rights to these figures, and they had to build up from the foundation from up. So I really don't care about, what people think and, who's robbing who. I mean, because at the end, like, John said, all businesses are robbing. Look, Sideshow started robbing us blind when they actually hit us with those taxes. And you know what I mean? Like, that's when we got robbed, when they, when they basically incorporated. I mean, granted, we knew they were there, but if they would have been there from the jump, we probably wouldn't have cared, but they shoehorned that in quick. So, I mean, every company is doing certain things that are unethical. So when we question, companies like So, and what they're basically doing, they're giving us solid products, and they're giving us figures that some of these licensed companies will not give us. And they have the IP, and they just choose not to. So am I supposed to wait? Like, literally, hell no, I'm not waiting. If this figure looks good, that Cajun car dealer, bro, once you get it, the only thing that you got to basically think about it, what was he say? Robs us with taxes. Guess you never been
Cali, because Cali taxes. Mario knows.
I believe that.
Anything about not paying tax out here in Cali, man.
That's right.
I believe that.
Must have been nice, bro.
It's just baked in.
Bro, taxes in New York is not great either. Like, literally. But I mean, Cali is crazy. So I already know that right off the bat. But what I'm saying is, like, straight up, like, if they're giving me good product, the only thing that you're going to have to worry about with that Cajun car dealer is the wrist pegs. Be careful with it and heat up your hands, before you actually put them on.
Oh,
the
heat them up.
wristbands.
Okay.
Heat them up a little bit so they can, because it's tough. But other than that, you'll love it. But yeah,
All right, thank you.
I can care less about the conversation when it comes to licensed versus unlicensed. If it looks good in my collection, if it looks good next to some of the other pieces that I have, I'm all in for it, because I'm telling you this right now. Soto Toys is releasing that Kingdom Come version of Superman. I'm getting it. Kingdom Come Soto Toys is releasing Rogue. I'm getting it. I don't care. I can care less. That Red Hood, I'm getting it. That shit is crazy. I cannot wait. So of course, if they're giving me figures that these other companies choose not, like for instance, they gave us this Nightwing. Hot Toys basically dropped a version of it, a prototype that they allowed Sideshow to show or wherever else. We didn't get that sumbitch yet. Sideshow or Hot Toys decided that after they saw So-So release that prototype for the classic suit Loki, that they were going to put out that promo. They still haven't released that. That ship has basically failed or sailed. Right now, they're basically releasing that Green Goblin. More power to them, because there's going to be a lot of people out there that are going to want it. But at the same time, Toys Era just basically released their version, they just re-released that version, which people can get here in a couple months. That is going to hurt, and people keep saying, no, it's not. That's going to hurt Hot Toys sales. It is. It's going to hurt them pockets a little bit, because it's there, but it's a simple fact that you had the opportunity to take advantage and you didn't. Not saying that the quality's trash, because it's not. The figure looks dope as shit. Plus, you're getting a head sculpt. Do I care? No, because I have mine, so I don't really need another one. But with that being said, I think it's equal playing. Look. Regardless, they don't have a license. We know this. I get it. We understand that they do not have a license. I get that. But at the same time, a lot of these companies have to understand. It's just like us. It's just like somebody who's rich and they make it. You can never forget where you came from, and your city, your town, your hood would never let you forget where you came from. Like literally. So that's what I'm saying. Like, again, like when we have these discussions, and I know people basically stick to their guns, they pride themselves off supporting, these companies that are licensed to carry because they don't want to do them a disservice. Just think about it. Some of these licensed companies have done a disservice even before they got licensed.
Well,
so
think about
that's
this,
just the way I see it.
Most people use Facebook, right? He allegedly stole that idea from people.
Exactly.
I've seen the movie.
Exactly. Exactly.
I've read the book. Like, I'm telling
Exactly.
you guys, everybody's doing it.
It's too hard to live your life in black and white.
Right.
Exactly.
Do not hear about
you can.
it.
You can.
The rich companies buy out the smaller companies before you even hear about them.
Now, if only Boba would do that more. So, Dean the Dream. Bro.
Dean.
Dean, what's up, brother?
What's up, Dean?
What's going on? Sorry, I'm a little late to the party.
Nah, man, you were working. You were making that bread because you got to buy those Game Toys figures I convinced you to get. So.
At this rate, I'm never owning them, dude. They're so expensive now.
Yeah, but you're going to get the other one because they're going to make Advent Children. So you're going to get those. So
Yeah,
you'll be fine. So, Dean, let me kind of introduce this topic to you. We're just talking about like sort of whether it matters that, if third-party companies steal head sculpts from each other, whether licensed versus unlicensed matters, the ethics of companies. Do you factor any of that into your buying decisions, purchasing decisions?
Not particularly, no. Sometimes it's those things where it's like, I'm not going to get an official release of this character.
Oh, Dean froze, I think.
Did he freeze?
Yeah. He looks like...
Damn it, I froze.
Oh, there you go, Dean. You're back. You're back.
Am I back? Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's kind of like, I'm not going to get an official release of this character. Like anything from like Blade Runner. I don't know why they just don't license out Blade Runner stuff.
This movie sucked.
Hey, Mario, come on, bro.
What, Blade Runner? I didn't really like Blade Runner that much
seen
either.
it, bro. I have seen it. That was a fucking snoozer, man. I'm sorry.
What, you talking about
That was
2049?
Both.
Yeah, I didn't really like 2049 either. I got a lot of hate for that. I got a lot of hate for that.
You guys are just
That's it.
flat wrong.
I really like Mario. So let's continue this conversation.
John is out, bro.
I'm kidding.
But especially like people who do like custom head sculpts and then like a third party company like takes it from them. it's like, I mean, you weren't paying a license anyway, and so a pirate got pirated. Like, I don't feel bad about that, you know? Like, is it shady? Sure, but like, you were already being kind of shady. So I really, I get the argument, but me personally, I don't care. Like, I just don't.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. That's pretty much the consensus. So, Anthony, I'll jump to you on this one. How do you feel about this?
Oh shit, man. You ready?
Yeah, bro. You want to be soloed?
Unload.
Yeah,
Oh,
fuck
shit.
it. Go ahead,
All
solo
right,
me.
all right.
You gotta
let's
take a hit.
put him on
man,
the
before you
soapbox.
can-
Anthony's on the
make a point.
soapbox.
All right, no, listen. I'm in agreement with everybody here. Seriously, right? Like, if a party doesn't make
Take him off
a
solo.
figure that I'd like,
Take him off.
No, seriously, I'm being serious here because I too partake in third party figures from time to time, especially if other companies are not making them, right? Like what we all mentioned here. But here's the other side of the coin, right? Because whether you guys know, but not everybody may know that, you know, I work with Exo6 and we do our Star Trek figures, right? And I know everybody who's a part of the company, and there's nothing. It's not like some people say, oh, everybody always steps on. It's not always that case, you know. And like, as being a small company working with Star Trek license, it's like we have the license, right? So I can understand that. And I know the sculptors and I know the painters and I know the work that goes into it. So it's an interesting perspective now, right? Because I understand the work that takes place to get into it. And I would say if all of a sudden another company decided to make the same version, like let's say they made another version of like Data or something, kind of like the Cajun car dealer, sure. So obviously did miles better than Sideshow. But being in that situation, I'm like, I understand the work that takes place into doing all of this, and to have somebody come around and essentially steal that, you know what I mean? It is not that cool, right? So I'm in a weird, like I said, if it's something where nothing's being made and somebody wants to be like, hey, you know what? They're not making, you know, a Blade Runner, so here's a third-party Blade Runner. You know what I mean? I'm all for that. But I feel like it's weird when you're in it, right? So I think people should also understand that too, whether or not they feel like, are they taking away from a company that works hard? Now, not all of them do. Sure, we know that. But some of us do, right? I mean, and I'm only saying that because, I mean, they're everywhere. And if you do know, I mean, like this Data is badass, right? And if somebody was to take that and copy all the work that we put into that, right? Then I'd feel like, ooh, that's not cool, right?
Oh, let me tell you, Anthony.
But at the same time, like, I would say, you know, like that's cool. And the tailoring involved in it, the sculpts,
Looks great.
the painting.
Dope.
It's
Yeah, it looks
dope,
cool.
right? Now
That is dope,
imagine
yeah.
if somebody, and I helped, you know, and I work with, so imagine if someone just ripped that off and was selling it for something cheaper and it wasn't as good, right? If it wasn't, you know, so that was my whole point. But I feel like in the flip side, like with what Leo has, nobody's made that, right? So I get that because I'm in the same boat. I'm a collector as well. If I'm feeling like, damn, I really want this damn figure, and Hot Toys isn't making it, or you know, so and so's not making it, and now some third party makes it, I'm gonna buy it. You know, but I feel like if you're doing the rips, like that Chosen One Anakin that's coming out, right? That is a Hot Toys sculpt.
Yeah.
They copied that shit completely, and they're taking away from Hot Toys, regardless.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't necessarily agree, fucking Mike. I don't necessarily agree with that. But I do agree with when there aren't figures on the market, and a third party's willing to take a chance and create that. Then I'm down with that. I just don't like straight up ripping off the people that, because it's a lot of work creating a head sculpt. It's a lot of work painting these. You know what I'm saying, and coming up with your own. That artistic creativity, that's what people, it's their jobs, you know, at the end of the day. And to have someone just be like, I'm ripping this shit off, I don't agree with that part. That's just on my side.
Let me ask you this. You brought up the Anakin thing. If they had came out at the exact same time, I'd be right there with you. But that's a $500, $600, $700 figure. I've seen them sell at $1,000 now.
Yeah.
This company's kind of coming in and filling in, like, hey, we're trying to help out a collector that maybe they weren't collecting when that figure came out, or are just
I
not
think they're trying to
willing.
capitalize on it. I don't really.
I mean,
necessarily
that's
think they're
true.
trying to
You're not
help
wrong.
out.
Yeah.
But
You know.
I mean, I would say probably net gain. They're helping a lot of people fill that void in
Sure.
their collection.
Sure. And I don't know how I feel about that either, because you're right.
yeah.
That ship's long sailed.
Right.
Until they
You
reissue.
know what I mean?
That's, yeah. Until they reissue.
Which they're gonna do.
Oh God.
Yeah. So it
for
is
sure.
a tricky. You know what I mean? The only reason I know that
yeah.
is because I know,
Right.
the sculptors. I know the painters.
I didn't know you helped out with the
Yeah,
that's
bro.
QMX?
He's on the XO6 team.
Yeah, XO6. Yeah.
Exo 6. Okay, very cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's nice.
No, I don't do any I do all the video, the videographies
okay.
and the instructional video, But the point is like you get to know, like if it's different, right? When you're on the outside, you can be like, well, my
for
loyalty
Right.
is with nothing. If a
Right,
figure
right,
comes
right.
out and I want it, I'm gonna buy it.
You can
So-
stay neutral. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and again, I still do. Like, I mean, I have a So Toys Dark Spider right there. I've got a Green Arrow that I almost threw across the room earlier today out of frustration. Yeah, I buy third-party figures. Now, granted, did Hot Toys make a Spider-Man Noir? No. Did Hot Toys make a Green Arrow CW? No. So I bought them. My only complaint was I feel like I understand the work that goes into crafting and creating. It is an art form, and there is a license that has to be paid. So there's a lot that goes into it. You're paying for factory time, employees, supplies. I mean, there's a lot into it. And if you're a smaller company, it's look, it's easy for us to go after Sideshow or go after Hot Toys because they're huge, and some of their business practices have been less than ideal, right? Like we've all had issues in that. But with some smaller startup companies and things like it, there's a lot into it. So I just feel like keep that in mind sometimes if you're going to go with a different version. Now, granted, Cajun Card Dealer, I bought them. It's way better than the Sideshow one. But it's also, see what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know how I would gauge on
No
that.
black and white,
because-
mate. There's no black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of shades of gray in life in general, not just in the collecting world. So it's hard to say. I only just say that because I have an inside view in this particular topic. So it's very hard to gauge. By all means, pick things up. It's just I couldn't imagine if all of a sudden there was some third party guys trying to make like Trek figures that have already been out. And I'd have been like, yo, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? Like in my mentality, I'd be like, that's not cool. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's
So-
it.
I get it.
Yeah, but that's a great thought. Just to give a little bit of dichotomy in the conversation. But John, I know you got to go, man. So thanks
Yes.
for taking off work, man, when you did. But tell us what's coming up on Iron Logan.
Yes.
Thanks so much for joining.
Thanks. Well, actually, I have to go to work now. I took the morning off. I was able to take the
gotcha,
morning
gotcha.
off.
Okay.
I've got it. Yeah. So I'm just starting a bit later today. But thanks for having me. I would do it anytime I can. Normally, I'd be able to stay longer, but I have a meeting this morning that I couldn't move. So unfortunately, I'll have to dip out now. But I hope to come back one day, and I'll definitely be able to stay longer then, as long as I don't have a meeting booked. Bad timing. But yeah, I just released my Wonder Woman 10 scene posing showcase. So if anybody wants to see this put through some different poses, there's some different figures, there's some music.
Yeah.
Thanks, brother. Marco's getting one. I don't know if he told you, but he's definitely
he's getting
one.
Kratos
I think he's got it in
too.
the cart right now.
Yeah.
I think he's
It's a
Mark
done-
down,
Wow.
Gigi.
Marco, does Gigi know that?
Sorry. I keep
It's a
wanting to
done
call
deal
Gigi.
now. Sorry, Gigi. Yeah.
Wow.
He's
So
definitely getting it.
so is Mario though. Mario's getting one too.
That's right. That's what I heard
Mario's
too.
also getting it.
Yeah, because you freaking John, man, you're posting this shit like 20 times a day on your freaking Instagram feed, bro. I mean,
John, they're
John
going to
and
do a
Reginald's
commission
almost
check
gonna
like they
break
did
down.
for me with Pennywise, bro.
Yeah,
John and
I'm sorry,
Lael making it
guys.
look too good.
Yeah.
Is that
Oh,
figure
man.
as
Just having
nice
too
as
much
it
fun with
looks?
it. Yeah, it's beautiful, man. It's awesome. I love it. I've actually
Any
picked up
chipping
a second
problems, or-
because I'm crazy.
Nah.
No chipping.
No chipping.
Wow.
And I put it through 10 poses, so they're not crazy, but I put it through 10 poses. So check that out if you guys want to check it out. That's my new video. I've got, I'm about to start working on another one. I'm not sure what it is yet. Maybe on Batman, but I've got Spider-Man coming in if that gets sent out, the new classic suit Spider-Man. So I'll probably do maybe a review on that one. I haven't done a review for a while, so I might do something like that and throw some posters up. But yeah, other than doing Take a Position live with Lael, I'm going to have posed up, hopefully trying to sort out my next guest very shortly. And for you guys that haven't been on the show yet, like Marco and Dean, I'd love to get you guys on there one day. That'd be awesome.
Say the word,
To
brother.
have a chat. Awesome. Hey, But yeah, other than that, just thanks for being here, mate. Love having the chat. Love the discussion tonight. You're an absolute legend. And
I
look
don't know
forward to
about
being
that.
back.
That's
next
more
time.
Lael and Mario and Anthony and everyone else on this panel. That's
No, look,
just
hey,
make me look
us
good.
old
I'm just here to.
stick
Yeah.
together, man.
Well,
I'm
you're
just
not
here,
wrong,
I'm here to
bro.
be the Jimmy
There
Fallon
you
of
go,
collecting.
Mario.
That's it.
Here we go. Here we go.
that's
Will and that modest shit. Like he just,
Bro,
he
yeah,
tried
I
to
just
be
keep
like
you guys
extra
on
super,
topic,
but
but
deep
then I
in, deep in,
segue.
deep
'cause
inside,
you
he's
guys don't
like,
know
yeah, I
after
know, I'm the
party,
shit.
After party,
I'm the
Nah,
yo, I
bro.
fucking crushed that
Moderation.
I'm the
shit.
shit.
I
I'm the
can't. I
shit.
can't be the shit like you guys. I don't have the facial hair for that. So
Oh, you don't just give it another 9 months, dude.
yeah, I know 9
Come on,
months.
bro.
I haven't hit puberty yet, so give it time.
You got plenty.
But-
Plenty. Yeah, really appreciate it, guys. Thanks a lot, and I'll see
Yeah.
you. I'll be listening as I'm driving. So,
Oh, thanks so
I
much,
look forward
John.
to
Drive
Yeah,
safe,
man,
my
you're the
friend.
man.
Later,
So
John. Awesome.
yeah, you guys got to
Okay,
go.
good
Marco,
night,
you got to
John.
go on the show. So yeah.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Legends.
All right, see you, man.
Catch
Good night,
up.
brother.
Later, brother.
Later,
All right.
dude.
So Mario, round out our discussion here, bro. Fill us in on drop some beard god knowledge on us.
Yeah, Mario, what do you think?
Yeah, Mario.
Yeah, Mario.
In your
Come on,
sexy
Mario.
voice.
Yeah, Mario.
Yeah, Mario, give us your
Yeah,
sexy voice. Give us
come
your
on, Mario.
sexiest
Give us, come on, Mario.
He got camera shy all of a sudden.
Come on, Mario.
I know, right?
Mario.
No, man. I mean, everybody's bringing up some excellent points, man. Anthony even more so, considering the fact that he's actually in the business. But the same, I think it was Max Geekdom that mentioned something earlier that he supports the actual third party companies, just not the recasting of the head sculpts, which that's basically it in a nutshell. The thing is with me, like I can relate to this more with statues because considering that there's a ton of custom statues out there that these companies are making characters that the actual license companies won't make in the idea, because there's so much artistic fashion that's out there, or artistic creativity that's out there in like diorama pieces, or just the fact environmental pieces and everything, and of a certain character. Like I've seen stuff about with Admiral Akbar, with Bosk, with actually all of the bounty hunters. Most recently, in my opinion, actually no, Qui-Gon Jinn was just done. I mean, so basically, a lot of the stuff that these licensed companies aren't willing to take on, we've seen these other companies actually take them on. Now, bringing it back to 6 scale, we've seen that happen recently with, with the Loki, with the Cable, with the Green Goblin. That's great. I mean, I think it's great that these third party companies are actually bringing us actual figures, statues, pieces, whatever you want to call anything, to the collectors that actually want these type of characters. But at the same time, I just don't understand. I mean, if there's obviously a demand for these characters, why wouldn't a licensed company actually capitalize on that and take advantage of that?
Yeah.
So I don't care. It's
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything unethical all about it. I mean, legally aside, I understand that, but I mean, as far as what's best for, for the collector's best interest, man, I'm in 100% support. All of these
Gotta
companies that are
watch
doing
out for
this, man.
numero uno, man.
Exactly, bro.
I
Yeah,
want
bro.
that damn figure. I'm gonna
You want
want
it,
that.
right? If you want it, if I want it, and you're not making it, I'm getting that shit. Like
Yeah.
Clint.
Yeah,
I
100, 100,
I
man.
made the Squid Guard from Squid
Yeah.
Game.
Oh, Squid Game.
That's right.
Yeah.
I thought about getting that figure.
I paid for a custom sculpt. I paid for custom tailor.
Yeah.
It took me way longer than I wanted, but I got one. But now there's like 1,000 solicitations.
Right.
Those are
Yeah,
also
right.
third parties, so it's like,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, so it's just I just love the idea of having options, man. And then these companies that are willing to give us these characters is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally think that makes sense, and I agree with you guys. So, guys, we're gonna wrap it there because I do have to run to get something to eat soon before the store closes. So
Gotcha.
we're gonna, yeah, bro, I have like no food right now, man. I need to go grocery shopping. Honestly, I spent all my money on
No Jeopardy,
statues.
man.
Freaking Sauron, bro.
Nah, bro, I almost did Jeopardy, but I didn't do it tonight because I was like, the people need a break from Jeopardy. We'll give it next week, man.
No, no.
So-
You
No,
don't need
no,
a break.
no,
We
no,
have
no.
one episode.
I know. Well,
know,
because
man.
y'all,
Fuck we need a
y'all
break
were
for?
like, Anthony was like, Will's just making up the rules as he goes, which I was.
Well, I did. Yeah.
And Leia was
you gotta
cheating.
look at-
So like,
I wasn't cheating.
Leia, That was so funny when I watched it back. I should have been a better host. I've been like, because Leia was like, I got to read the
If
question
anything,
after he
Leo was
buzzed in.
playing right and answering in the form of a question while everybody else was just
That's
spitting
true. I
out
don't
the
really care
answer.
about
No,
that,
just
but-
teasing.
You know, I'm like, man,
Nah, Leia did all you guys did really well.
poor
so.
Leo was getting curb stomped, man. That whole session, bro. I was actually rooting for my man on the audio.
I know. Well, Zach was Ox Daddy ended up winning.
He killed
so.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
Zach
he
killed
did.
it, man. That
Yeah,
was
he
awesome.
did really well. So,
did.
guys, Leia, I'll start with you on this one. What's coming up on the 1/6 Scale Man YouTube channel?
Oh man, tomorrow. Well, we actually had Take Your Position today, which was fun. Where we did a mashup basically between Marvel and DC, and that was pretty fun. The turnout was good. You know, I love the participation in that, and I always love doing that show, man. It's incredible. And that's normally Sundays at 4:30. So you know, again, tune in. On tomorrow, we actually have Comic Book Talk with Friends, where we're going to continue on with Black History Month. And we're going to be talking about, you know, just a lot of the superheroes that, you know, black superheroes that have actually influenced, you know, all genres of comics. You know, last week we talked about the writers and the artists. This week we're going to dive into, you know, just the characters themselves and the importance of those particular characters and how they've contributed to teams. You know, and just how far they've gone and, you know, how far we've come with, you know, not just the literary aspect of it, but just artistic creativity and how we now see these characters, you know, fleshed out in reality and, you know, in the MCU, DCEU, you know, whatever. So we're going to be doing that. Wednesday, of course, is going to be Say What, you know, again, Figure Talk with Friends, where we discuss 1/6 scale figures. And this week is going to be an interesting one. The topic on this one is going to be really, really interesting because we are going to dive into the aspect of which Dean brought up, modding. You know what I mean? When we basically, you know, figures where we have to find pieces, especially during the lull of us basically getting these new re-releases, you know, are we willing to mod pieces, buy certain pieces, and put together our own rendition of certain figures, and how that's being done. So it's going to be a good one as well, along with, you know, hopefully, well, who knows? We probably won't get a release this week. Not a release or a reveal. I don't expect that. But yeah, so stay tuned for that. And then back here on you know, Wednesday, of course, on Thursday, yeah, we'll be talking about, you know, Uncivilized Scoundrels, me, Mario, you know, and any, you know, everybody else that we're going to have on the rest of the panel, such as Vinny, CC3PO, and sometimes we'll have a special guest. So who knows? I think this week we're going to have Aries on the show because he wants to be on the season finale. So we're going to bring him back.
Is it possible?
Is it possible?
Is it
Yes.
possible?
And I say yes. So yeah, so we'll definitely have that. And on Friday, now this show is inspired by, I gotta say it because this motherfucker did it live on Take Your Position. We have Figure Flex Friday, and that's going to probably only run for like a good 45 minutes, probably about an hour. It's an hour show where we're just going to flex out with just figures inspired. And you know what? It's going to be called Figure Flex Friday, inspired by El Profesoro, because his dad started flexing. That's what we're going to do. And watch, when I create it, I'm going to put it right in the title. Because
He's literally flexing right now.
exactly,
What are you talking about?
exactly,
Look at that
right?
vignette, man.
I mean-
Exactly, right? So yes, it's Figure Flex Friday. I got this. I sat down and talked to Loco Lou, a couple other people. So yeah, like it's anybody's welcome, man. This is going to be a fun. All we doing is just flexing with figures we love. So that's going to be entertaining. And then yeah, back here next Friday for Take Your Position. So yeah, that's everything that's actually going on, man. Will, as always, thanks for having us, man,
Oh,
and
of
having
course,
me on
man.
the show, bro. Now, let me ask you a question, Will. Well,
Yeah.
nah, as a matter of fact, so I'm just letting anybody else and everybody in the chat know that this Wednesday, we will not have a Will segment. It'll probably be the week after because
No
this last
PowerPoint?
couple weeks, no PowerPoint this week.
yeah, it's,
because he's been getting a whole bunch of stuff. So
Yeah.
we're not gonna have it this week. It'll probably be next week. Hopefully he don't get shit. And he'll be more
I'm gonna get
focused.
messages. People will be like, "Where's the PowerPoint?"
Yeah, right. So
Yeah, I know.
yeah,
take
so
time,
just
they
stay
take
tuned
time
for
to
that,
make,
man.
They really do. So
Yeah,
it may not
definitely.
seem like it, but the production quality is quite high. So you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
But before I get before I get to Mark on this one, Zach asked very nicely, "Can we get some flute music?" So Zach, that's for you because I always keep that on hand. That's the nickel
I was
wise music.
confused. I was
This
like,
one.
what is he talking about?
Yeah, I think it actually came like YouTube. You guys have seen like the YouTube creator thing. There's a bunch of free music in there. I think it came from that. It's under like the kids section or something. I know Lael said it sounds like some Sesame Street shit. It does. It does, man.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing wrong with that at all. So
Hell
Marco,
no.
thanks for joining, man. First time on the show. Everybody, 16 flicks. Or sorry, 166. My apologies. 166.
Wow. Marco, you
I'm the
can
worst
say
Jimmy
this?
Fallon of collecting ever, bro.
No, honestly,
you
Dave.
have on your show, Will.
And I also called
Damn it, Will.
Gigi Gigi multiple times. So they just did it again. So,
That's all right. We're figuring it out, Will.
She's coming for you, bro.
She's
you
gonna
don't,
come
want,
for
you don't want Gigi on your back.
Thank
dude.
God
She's
it's
coming
Zach
for
that
you.
I'm a man of the people. So I can't pronounce names correctly.
That's-
Sorry, Marco. Go ahead.
Well, no, Will, first of all, thank you for having me on. This was a lot of fun. And yeah, just really cool to meet Lael and Anthony to
Nice
stream
to
with
meet
you
you too,
again.
brother.
And Will, to officially meet you. Dean, kind of bummed that you showed up, but whatever on that.
I
But
like
yeah,
Marco
so,
already.
so on the channel, we've got
Hold up, am I chopped liver or what? What's going on? You're not happy to see
Mario.
me?
First of all, you're
Oh.
my number one, man. Come on. He goes
Number
without
one
saying,
worst.
Hey, I love you, man. I'm really happy.
No, Mario.
I could never say a bad word about Mario ever. Dean, on the other hand,
Dean's too sexy, bro. Everyone's
Yeah.
envious of him. Like,
did you
it's
see
just-
that? Did you see him flip the hair when he came on too?
Yeah,
I was
sure
like, bro,
did.
you don't have to
Yeah.
come
He gave
in
us
like
a
that.
Fabio. He gave us a Fabio.
I don't know.
Did you
what
get-
it was being.
Was it in slow motion for everyone else too, or was it just me?
We might have to
It
edit
wasn't
that,
slow
yeah.
motion. Dean, you come on, everything stops. All eyes
Yeah.
on you, just so you know.
It's like not another teen movie. Do you guys remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, when the girl walks in, everything's in slow motion.
I've seen that movie way more times than I should
Yeah.
have. It's not a good movie, but
No.
I love you, Dean.
but so on the 16 Fix channel, we do a podcast, my wife Gigi and myself, called the She Said No podcast. And that's kind of what started the channel. We kind of wanted to talk about my collecting and how we balance my collecting with, other expenses we have in life, and just how we make it work, basically, because it's not easy to be married to someone who's kind of a fanatic and into these expensive hobbies, right? So we kind of get her perspective and how we make it all work. So we started recently doing some live unboxing. So we just unboxed the 3-0 Green Ranger and also the Venom, and we kind of get my perspective, and no one really gives a shit about what I think of the figures, but we kind of get what Gigi's input is and have some fun on that in like the most lo-fi way possible. And then we've also got we're on Apple Music and Spotify now. The podcast is, and I also do some one-off, more. It's called Collection Outlook, where I kind of look at certain lines, and it's kind of a cross between new rock stars and kind of like a figure preview where I talk about, for the Book of Boba Fett, we might see Cad Bane. I didn't include him in my video, but I should have. So we got a lot of content coming, and thank you again for having me.
Oh, dude, of course, man. That all
I have to
sounds
give
great.
I have to give the Oxfather a shout out. So I will be on Collecting Weekly this Tuesday and on Pose Wars for the near future. So I have to give Collecting Weekly a shout out.
Nice, man. Nice.
I forgot about.
Well,
Isn't that Friday? Isn't that Saturday? This Saturday?
I believe next round is Saturday.
Next Saturday. Yeah. Next Saturday. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Get cheated
Dean
again.
the Dream, bro. What's coming up
What
on
up?
Collecting Weekly? I'm trying to. It's not letting
Marco
me show
stole
the
my
Collecting Weekly.
thunder.
Yeah,
My
I
bad,
know, man.
Dean.
Nah, it's cool. Yeah, we got a whole week of content coming out. We got unboxing tomorrow. I'm not sure what we are unboxing. And then Tuesday's our main show. Marco will be there. Wednesdays After Dark, where we just talk about our lives, our trials, our tribulations,
And bidets.
and the days.
No, that was your
I got
unboxing,
one.
Marco.
That's the
That was your
unboxing.
last.
Right
That was your last unboxing, bro.
It got to
And
bidet talk real quick.
Our penis Star Wars NFTs.
Yes.
Then,
I'm still waiting on mine, Dean.
yeah. Friday we're doing a new show, Collectors Club, statues and comics. That should be fun. I got some comics I'm gonna get graded, so hopefully I'll be on there soon.
Nice.
Saturday we got Pose Wars. That's always fun. Will, you gotta get on, dude.
I gotta come on one of them. Yeah, I know.
Please,
Zach
tell me
asked
how
me.
much fun it is, bro.
I know. KG got sabotaged though, so I don't know if they're gonna do that to me. They are. So
Yeah,
well,
of
I mean
course.
that's the fun. That's,
No, well, everybody loves you, bro. I ain't no one gonna come
showing
over
them
you.
with that.
yeah, no one's gonna purposely watch.
No, why would I? I mean, why would we?
Mario's gonna be the first one sending in super chats.
Yeah, and then Saturday is Pose Wars, and Sunday we're off. But yeah, whole week
damn.
of great stuff coming out. So
Stacked.
Nice. Well, that all sounds great, Dean. Thanks for joining, man. So
I know. I'm sorry I got here so late, dude.
I know, man. It's okay. You had to work. You had to make that bread, like I said, to get those Game Choice figures. So it's all good, man.
I'm on a huge Final Fantasy 7 kick right now.
you're always on that. We all are. So
That's true.
yeah. So Mario, dude, new channel, El Profesoro. Can
Yeah.
someone drop that link in the chat? Anthony, do you have that or someone? Drop
Yeah, but
Mario's
I'm not
link
a
in the chat.
mod, so I can't drop links.
Oh, okay. But you
Like they're not.
okay? Will you
clickable
send it in
type.
the private chat then, and I can put it in there? Because I can never find it, Mario, or someone sent it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mario's a new channel. I know he's out on his own now. So everyone subscribe to El Profesoro on YouTube. We'll drop the link in the chat. But Mario, can you kind of fill us in on what the game plan is?
Yeah, man. I mean, everything's in the early stages right now, but the first thing to actually do is I got to get this collection tour going. I mean, I got to flex on all y'all in more depth. All right, so that's what I'm going to do. Right, Leo?
Son of a bitch.
So I got to get this going here, and then I've got a couple of unboxings that I want to do. I don't think I'm going to do them live. I'm going to go ahead and do those pre-recorded in regards to the Hot Toys, but I got a couple statues coming in that I believe I'm definitely going to do live for an unboxing. So stay tuned for that. Getting these Maji cases up and going. So as soon as I'm going to do a part 2, as soon as the rest of the cases are actually built and filled up with a bunch of Star Wars figures from top to bottom. Y'all motherfuckers ain't ready for that yet, but it's coming.
Oh, it's coming.
But
Look at that.
It's coming. It's coming, man. It's coming. So
That's looking real. I like those MJs back there, by the way.
yeah, thanks,
Michael
man.
Jordan. Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
you
That's
went
awesome,
from
right?
0
Hence-
short
hence-
troopers to all of them.
I know, right? And Dean, none of them are yours, so that's the beauty of it, right? So,
He tried, Lord. He tried his
dude,
hardest.
yeah, I really did, man. But I gotta say, man, I mean, big shout out to everybody in the community out there, man, that actually subbed to me, and I had no freaking videos up. And like after a couple days, man, I already hit like 100, and today, you know, with Anthony's help, with everybody's help, Zach, you know, in Lael, everyone's like giving me a shout out.
Dang, 202.
I broke
I know,
200
bro.
today, man, and
Hey, love to
yo,
see it.
it's crazy. I'm beside myself right now, man. So, but yeah, I've definitely got this stuff coming up pretty soon. So just stay on the lookout. I'll definitely be talking. I'll be bringing up a panel as well. I'll be talking 6 scale. I'll be talking statues as well. So,
Am I
separate
invited
shows.
on Mario or just Gigi?
No, just GG, bro.
Just GG.
I don't need you, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've been telling Mario
course,
for the
Marky,
longest
come on.
time. People love him, and he acts surprised.
He's
Oh,
the
my
best.
bro,
He really is.
what are you surprised at, bro? You're the
Because
best.
I don't. I'm my own worst
See,
critic.
that's what I'm
Y'all
talking
know
about.
that. You know that. But I
I did-
appreciate it.
I-
I love all y'all to death, man. So I just, thank you, everybody.
Mario, I found something today in my collection, and I was like, oh, I should message Mario about it.
What's that?
Ooh, what is that?
Yo.
Unpunched, bro.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, wow.
I was like, hey, I finally have one like Mario.
Yeah,
Yep.
sexy.
I had actually had
Nice.
2 of those at one point, man. I had to
Yeah,
sell
it was
off the
like
other one.
like a mail thing. I was using this box as like a support for something. I was like, what even is in here? And I was
Oh my
like,
God.
Wow. Dean, you know what you can do actually? I've seen that with the box and with that figure actually graded. Send that into AFA.
Oh,
and get
really?
it graded. It looks nice, man. Just a big old, slab like that with the box and the actual figure on it. It's
Yeah,
kinda clean.
it's a beautiful
Cuervo wants it,
card, dude. Cuervo, oh my God, no.
All right, so Mario, that's pretty much it for El Profesoro.
For now. Yeah, y'all can check me out on YouTube and Instagram as well. El Profesoro is all zeros. I had to change it recently, so
Dude,
yeah,
is that what
unfortunately-
it is? I couldn't find it.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Okay.
but yeah.
All right. Well, that's awesome, man. So, Anthony, thanks for joining, man. Like I said, you're my guardian angel, bro. What's coming up for you?
Sleep.
You've
been a
been
day.
streamed out today. man.
It's been a fun day, man. I don't know what is going on my channel. Well, Saturdays are my streams where all of you guys have been and probably will be at some point again in the future. And this Saturday in particular is going to be the live stream giveaway. So that'll be fun. As far as you guys know that, I've reached that 1,000 subscriber mark. So the IG11
Nice.
giveaway, thank you, will be happening. That's next Saturday night. We do with Mario, I do the posing reviews on the weekends. We did it today because of scheduling, but typically we do Saturdays on that. So that was fun today, right? We did all
Yeah,
the
man,
Short Troopers.
that's our weekend flex show. That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
We
That
get to
was-
flex on the weekend.
It's hella fun, man. So it's a lot of fun over there. I know Max's Geekdom's asking me if I talk Exo 6 news. I do not, and there's for obvious reasons, right? That's why I don't do reviews. You guys don't see me ever really even flex the figures that often, because there's integrity there. So I'm not gonna come off and show off these figures and be like, well, this is amazing. You know what I mean? I don't want to sound like that because it'd be a biased thing. It's a conflict of interest. But I always drop little hints there, here and there. So. But yeah, man, it's fun. Everybody's support's been awesome, and yeah, thanks. Always, for being around, man, with everybody, man. It's fun. So appreciate it, Will, and of course, I always got your back. You need to, I know scheduling was weird today, and I was gonna be out, but here I am, and I'm glad I'm here, man. It's fun, man.
Yeah, man.
Always.
Well, thanks for joining, of course, man.
Congrats hitting that 1,000 threshold.
I know, man.
Yeah,
Dude,
man.
once you hit
Yeah,
1,000,
man, that was Hey, listen, and that was over on Brother Cousins, and then between Brother Cousins and Lael telling everybody we ain't fucking talking until you guys go subscribe to him. And like,
what's funny? We did that today on our polls review. Anthony's like, yeah, we're gonna take like 30 seconds out, just to keep silence, so y'all get Mario to 200. But you see everybody in the chat, I already subbed. What the hell?
Right.
What was the funniest thing, man? But so I appreciate everybody that did sub out to
It was
that.
great.
That was awesome.
yeah, man. So I appreciate it, man. Everything, and Saturday will be fun, man. That'll be fun, man. We'll do the giveaway. We'll talk some. I don't know what the hell we're gonna talk about because who knows if Hot Toys is dropping anything. I still think they're out for the next week, but
Well, that's what
as
we'll talk
always,
about.
we'll figure it out. Marco was there. Lael was there. Lael didn't even know we went live, man. So that last stream was fun. We were just live talking about anything, talking about cereal, talking about all sorts of shit. So
That was great, man.
I'm getting all
yeah,
fancy
that was
right
really
now.
fun.
There we
That was
go.
really
Anthony,
fun.
we talked for like 3 hours afterwards with Loco Lou and P Rock, and we went. That was a
Yeah,
fun
that's what I
stream.
heard. A lot of people called in work, and I went to bed, man. But it was fun, man. It's always that's what it's all about, man. With the community, man. It's just fun, man. You don't necessarily have to talk figures, man. We can just talk it up and have a good time. And
So many good people in the community, man. Just
For
incredible.
hell yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
For sure.
So again,
For sure.
appreciate it,
It
man.
should be. It
As
should
always,
be.
everybody here, awesome. Subscribe to everybody here if you haven't, and look forward to more coming this year, man. The year's just starting, so I think
I
we
know.
all have a lot coming. I got some stuff coming too, but I'm not talking about it yet.
All right, well,
Yeah.
keep
see.
your secrets,
Well,
Anthony. You keep your secrets.
I can keep secrets. I'll keep my secrets until they're ready.
Exactly.
So, but there's some new stuff coming, so it's gonna be pretty fun.
Yeah, well, if they were on the OnlyFans exclusive for you, they would already know. So,
I know I do have a few select members, but nah,
Nah,
it's
bro.
gonna be fun though, man. We got some cool shit coming. We really do, and so
All
does
right,
everybody
well-
else here. So it's awesome, man.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much to everyone for joining. Like I said, I'm going to run and get something to eat. So with that said, there's going to be, I got Lael's stream on Wednesday. I'm going to be on Anthony's next Saturday. I might be on Dante's Tuesday, but I'm not sure yet. So Kratos is coming. Kratos Prime 1 and Atreus is coming Wednesday. So I'm going to try to unbox that either before Lael's show or after. I'm not sure yet. Just depends when UPS gets it here and what I'm going to do. But I'm going to do that. Pennywise comes Thursday. So I'm going to do a posing live stream with whoever wants to do it, really, but I think Dante and I were going to do it, so I'm supposed to do it with him. I don't know when, though, but that's going to happen. Other videos, and I'll probably review Kratos and Atreus. I think I'm actually going to review that one. Sauron, I don't know. I'm going to think about it, because it's so massive.
Bro,
moving it around is not fun.
Please.
Yeah. Yeah,
Before we
yeah.
go,
That
Will,
thing is incredible.
Yeah.
can you drop Mario's link in the channel one more time?
Yeah, I got you.
One more time, because we're out of here, right?
Yeah,
And for
yeah,
those
right.
who have
We're about
missed
to
it,
end. I dropped Mario's link in the chat for you guys one more time.
hell yeah,
Aw,
120
you guys-
people in here. You haven't already. Go hit
Let's
them up.
go.
Yep, absolutely.
Mario,
Well,
you
guys,
deserve it all, bro.
yeah, all you guys
Yeah.
do. Seriously. So
Y'all made
thanks so
me
much.
fucking cry. Stop
You
it.
know,
Thanks,
he
man.
fucking
Thanks so
No,
much to
man,
all
I'm
you guys
telling
for
you. I
joining.
know it's Will's stream,
he
but I'm just
deserves it.
saying, bro.
It's cool.
I know.
No,
you got,
yeah, I don't mind at all. Yeah, I don't mind at all. Like, I'm happy to
I know
promote all
what
you
you're gonna
guys.
be doing
so.
soon, and everybody
Fucking
said it. Even Dean,
flexing
you know,
on
you're such a
everybody and
lovable
shit
guy,
on his
man.
channel. That's all
So
you gonna say.
you're gonna see
Mario
what's gonna
flexes.
happen.
He literally is just like
Straight
Straight
flexing.
up.
all the time.
Like that's all he's gonna do.
Tongue.
That's all he's gonna
He
do.
flexes
He's-
his beard. You see the beard
He's just
muscles? They
gonna
flex.
He's probably going. You know what? He's probably going. It's probably going to be a solid channel. He's just gonna. It's going to be him, like some white gloves, a bottle of wine, and a candle, and just figures.
bro.
And he's not going to say shit. It's going to be him just showing off.
That's not a bad idea, man.
That's really
You
not.
just have-
Honestly.
See,
Yeah,
I shouldn't have
sitting
said. I shouldn't have
next
said
to
a
a
fucking
fireplace,
word now. Like I
drinking.
really shouldn't have said nothing. I really shouldn't have. Damn.
Zach asked so nicely.
Yeah, like this.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Mario, see? That's actually really sexy. Like, we'll put Mario on
Yeah,
screen
man.
with the flute music.
Let all your hair down.
Do a little nipple twisty, bro.
Yeah.
Aye.
Sounds like almost like Jungle Book or something.
Right.
Oh my
But
goodness.
all right, guys, that's a wrap for us. I'm going to roll the outro. Peace out. We'll see you in the next one.